Hello friends, welcome once again back to Beaver live streams. It's been a long time, but figured it would be a smart idea to go ahead and check this Emberpelts faction mod out. Seems like it's going to be pretty fun, so we're going to go ahead and dive in. Faction description says, the Emberpelts have an affinity for the color red and like to stay warm. Sometimes they just like to watch things burn. Their motto is Hearts of Fire. I love this art. It's fantastic. So, I'm going to let you guys pick which map we play. We played Beaver Roam in the Update 6 Iron Teeth live stream over the summer. And, of course, Mountain Range a long while ago with the Folktales. Currently, we're playing on Cliffside with the Iron Teeth. And then, I don't think there's any other... Oh, I've got so many maps in here. Some of those probably aren't going to work. But if anyone has any suggestions, feel free to stick those in the chat, and I will read those out as I see them. Hoping everybody's having a good Saturday. I don't think it's Sunday anywhere yet. Okay, it might be in, like, I don't know, Japan or something, but... you want Emberpelts on Diorama? Okay, that's a little small. Okay, I see Helix Mountain, I see Big Map, I see Terraces, Large Map. Terraces is a 256 by 256. We played this in... Oh, it was one of the early series. I believe with the Iron Teeth, and it might have been on hard mode, if I'm remembering correctly. Helix Mountain, of course, we played with the Update 5, I think, Iron Teeth? Or was it... No, it was Update 5 Folktales. Any large map. Sunday here. Okay, so you must be on the other side of the international date line for me. 9 p.m. in Cape Town. Lakes. Have we played Lakes? I don't know that we've played Lakes. I know we've done Plains. That was my first series ever, and then we did it again with the Water Beaver first series. That was series 12. Waterfalls, I think, was series 5, maybe? Meander we did. That was, I want to say that was an Iron Teeth one. All right, so I'm going to run a poll based off of what you guys have suggested here. So let me see. All right. Choose. Yes, let's do caps lock. Why not? Choose your map. All right, so the compelling ones, I think, would be the large maps, because there's a whole lot of stuff to do in this one. Bunch of new fun stuff to explore. I don't know if we want to go necessarily for something super difficult. Oh, the background music stopped. That's always good. So let's see. I will... Oh, hold on. Now it's mad at me. All right, so we got Lakes. We got Helix Mountain. And then... let's see. I'll humor Meander, and then I'll humor Terraces, I think. Thousand Islands with Badwater is an absolute disaster zone. So, go ahead and vote amongst yourselves. We'll run that poll until most of the people who are watching have voted. Chrissy of Hellfire, thank you very much for joining Beard Boosters. Appreciate the support. I think you might have been on there before. Maybe over the summer or something. But nevertheless, appreciate you. All right, so currently, pop this back out here. All right, we got 35 votes. That's exactly half the people who are watching. 31% Terraces, and then everything else is pretty much neck and neck. So let your voice be heard. I'll give you guys a little bit more time to vote, and then we will go ahead and move on. The beard is fantastic. It is glorious. Show the choices on stream. Not without redoing my OBS setup. But I can show you in the game. This is what Lakes looks like. This is a 256 by 256. Helix Mountain, we're familiar with 256, 256. Meander is a smaller map. It's a quarter the size of the others. But it's got this nice little, well, Meander, horseshoe shape. Since the last time we played it, they did add this Badwater source here. And then, of course, Terraces, 256, 256. It's got a whole bunch of, well, terraces everywhere. All right, so we got 45 out of 63, or 46 out of 63 voted, and it seems like we have three-way tie. Come on. All right. All right. Redo pull with terraces and meander. All right. So, we're going to the runoffs. Terraces and meander are going to be your finalists here. Boy, I wish Timberborn didn't stop playing the music in the menu after you're in there for 5 minutes. You want me to add the canyon? You can't just add a new candidate to the runoff election. That's not how that works. All right. Why not? All right. Okay, should I run a poll whether or not we can add canyon to the runoff election? I mean, I guess we're so divided. No, there's one person asking to add canyon, and it happens to be Devilish. All right, fine. You can tamper if you want. There you go. All right, vote now on your phones, or not your phones, or whatever you're watching on. Oh man, I missed this so much. You have no idea. Add Helix Mountain, no. It lost in the primary. Oh no. Wow, you guys voted quick. 45 out of 68. 57% for terraces. Canyon coming in second, currently at 24. Show canyon map. Okay. That's what canyon looks like. It's a canyon. There's a river running through it, and then you got these cliffs on the side here with the scrap metal. Click the wrong one, doesn't seem to matter anyway. Okay, well I'm guessing you voted for meander maybe. Oh no, this is my bread and butter with the beavers. I love these live streams so much. Canyon is easy. Okay, so does that in your mind's eye disqualify it from being a good map for this? Well, anyway, that's what the vote's for. So 54 of you voted. So there's, wow, okay, 78 people. Nice. There's 24 of you who have not voted. So let your voice be heard and go ahead and select which map you'd like. Currently, terraces is at 54%. But I think if everybody who hasn't voted yet votes for canyon, it probably could win. Canyon would limit the amount of paths. Canyon stole the meander votes. Ah, okay, yeah, there you go. We need ranked choice voting for Timberborn map selection. Oh, jeez. All right. Going on normal. We're just going to go normal because it's a new faction. But we're going to start an Iron Teeth hard mode probably Tuesday. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be a hard playthrough. Long play. Well, I'm planning on taking it all the way through, yes. All right, so 61 out of 76 voted its terraces. It's mathematically impossible for anything else to win. So it seems, I hope it doesn't crash upon loading it. I tried before the stream, and it opened. So I think it's probably fine. All right, anyway, so we're going to go ahead and end the poll. 51% for terraces. Thank you very much for participating in Timberborn elections. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this loaded. Please do not crash on me while I have an audience. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, please no. Those of you watching the replay, please turn on live chat. It's always so much more fun when you know what people are actually saying. No canyon for you. Devilish will get canyon at some point. Just not today, not Tuesday. Vote for minimal terraforming, maximum convoluted paths. Well, you're going to get it. All right, you know the drill, folks. Beaverburg 20. This is series number 20. And here we go. So let's pause and take a look at our map. This is terraces. Same starting point as the original one that we played, I don't know, a couple years ago at this point. Might have been update 3? Maybe? I'm trying to think if it was update 3. There's one of these that I had to mess with the new storage thing. But anyway, you start here. Got a nice water source going around. You got some trees, got some bushes. But the Emberpelts bushes look a little different. They're a little more actual blueberry colored versus just blue. But then, you got a big map. All sorts of stuff to do around the outside. You got the Terrace of Doom over here with all the nasty water, a whole bunch of metal. And then I think that somewhere in the corner, one of these corners, I thought that there it is. Got underground ruins. You should have another one here, and then there's a third there. Is there a fourth, or is it buried? There it is. Okay. So you got 4 of those things. Zoom in on the beavers, though we will. We're going to take a nice look at them. So the Emberpelts, most of them, see if I can zoom in enough so it doesn't clip, but they've got a lovely red fur. And I do remember reading in the notes on the mod, there isn't one of them right... I don't know what they're doing. But there isn't one of them right now, but you can get an Emberpelts beaver that is gray and actually has some sort of a marking on his back, which is really cool looking. Love seeing FPS in the tens of numbers. Yes, that 165 is looking absolutely glorious right now. Good afternoon. It's been a while. Missed your lives. Welcome back. It is good to be back with the beavers on a live stream. But as we've done before, all the beavers are named after our beard boosters. So if you want to see your name on that list, feel free to join or take your chances on the gift memberships whenever those may fall. But everybody who's on that list, who's ever been on the list, I don't take anybody ever off of it. So there's currently 1,300 names on the list. So you have a chance if you've ever been a part of it or you are currently part of it for your beaver to show up. So keep a look at the corner here. You might see him. But before we hit go, let's take a look at what's new with the Emberpelts. They got some cool stuff. They got new crops. We got radishes, tomatoes, bell peppers, beets. Of course, we still have canola, wheat, and corn. So it's kind of a combination of the Iron Teeth and the Folktales in terms of crops and buildings. Tree-wise, we still have birches, still have pines, but now we have apple trees, which seem to have taken the place of the mangrove icon here. And then we have maples and we have oaks. And then, of course, all this stuff is the same as we've always had it, but the Emberpelts now have a decorative floor. And then there is a ladders add-on mod, which I did get, developed by the same guy. And then all this stuff remains the same. They have the contamination barrier, unlike the Iron Teeth. So the Iron Teeth one blocks all water flow. The contamination barrier is, of course, the Folktales building. Storage. They've got some interesting stuff here. We've got small piles, like we're used to. They're industrial piles. And then we've got the large industrial pile. For this one is actually a 2-story building with the entrance on the 2nd floor. And then we also have the underground pile. And then warehouses, same deal. Just like the Folktales got with the large warehouse. And now there's an underground warehouse, which holds 3,600, so that's cool. Small tank, medium tank, large tank. Looks a little bit different. And then we have an underground tank, which you might remember from the Water Beaver playthrough. So that's a really, really cool thing to have. I think we're going to make good use of all that stuff. Same old stuff you remember from Hauling Post Builders Hut District Crossings. Housing, there's a couple new things as well. We've got the regular Folktales style lodge. We've got a vertical lodge that is similar to the Folktales solo lodge, but it's got a 2nd floor. Or I guess technically a basement, depending on how you want to look at it. But it holds 3. Got a double lodge, just like the Folktales. Got a double vertical lodge, which is just a doubling of this guy. Triple lodge, like the Folktales have. Large lodge, which is a slightly lower capacity version of the Iron Teeth one. This holds 9. The Iron Teeth one holds 10. And then you have this thing they call a tenement lodge, which is 2 of the triple lodges stacked on top of each other. It looks pretty cool. As far as water is concerned, you got your regular water pumps. And now we have an automated water pump. Can you still flip the entry to builds? Yes. As far as I know, all of these buildings flip. But the automated water pump, just going to go ahead and see if I can find a good way to show you the back of this. It's got the pump on the back, and it actually takes power, does not employ a beaver. And every 4/10 of an hour, you get 2 water, so every hour you get 5, which is faster than this guy, which every hour you get 3, and you have to have a beaver working there. So I thought that was a cool thing. We got a bad water pump, same as you might have expected. Fluid dump, same as you might have expected. Stream gauge, mechanical fluid pump once again. Centrifuge once again. And then we have both the bad water discharge, which we used in the Iron Teeth playthrough, and the bad water rig, which we used in the Folktales playthrough. So we got some nice options there. Food-wise, farmhouse. The farmhouse for the Emberpelts is modeled after the aquatic farmhouse for the Folktales. So it is that slightly large. Well, I guess it's the same size technically, but the entrance is on the long side. We've got the grill from the Folktales. We've got a gristmill that I think is a new design, but it's basically the same function, and the doors in the middle instead on the outside. Have the bakery from the Folktales. And then we have the press from the Iron Teeth, except now it's not called a canola press because it presses all sorts of stuff. So you can turn any manner of stuff into different fluids. Of course, you can have your soybean oil, and you can have, canola oil. Looks like apple juice, looks like tomato juice, and then you've got multi-liquids and all sorts of fun stuff. So that's exciting. Wood-wise, we got a lumber mill, which you're going to be familiar with from the Folktales. It is not the efficient one. Forester, we all know. Gear Workshop, we all know. And then we have the Tapper Shack. There is no wood workshop. So as far as I can tell, there's no treated planks. And then, of course, Scavenger Flag, Smelter, we all know. And the Mine, which, there we go. And now we have a new category called Clay. So what Clay does is it has a clay pit that you can pretty much put anywhere. And it's... they dig clay out of the ground. That's pretty much it. And then you have a kiln for the clay to go into where you can make bricks. And then there's also the charcoal you can see right there. Under power, we've got the regular compact water wheel that you get in the Iron Teeth, and then we have the large power wheel we get from the Folktales. You got your power shafts. There's also all the vertical power shaft mod components, including a downward T, which is super, super useful to have. Upward T, which is super useful to have. And we also get the windmill, and then 3 different types of engines. So you got the small one right here that generates 250 HP and can be built with clay and does not require metal. So that's great to have that early game. Of course, the regular engine that we all know. And then the liquid fuel engine, I thought this was really cool. So it takes fuel and makes power, but it makes 1,000 HP every hour. That is pretty cool. And then we have a gravity battery. You already know that. Science. Of course, we have the inventor. And then we've got the number cruncher for all of you number cruncher obsessed people. And then we've got the refinery to make biofuel. But there's so many different recipes for fuel. We're going to have to test all these. And then, of course, we got bots and control towers. Which I don't remember that being that tall, but I guess it was. Well-being goes. We have campfires. We have rooftop terraces. We've got tooth grindstones. We've got medical beds. Contemplation spots. Decontamination pods as well. With the scratchers. Carousel, the old carousel design from before, I think, update 5. Detailers. Exercise plaza, and also the dance hall. So a little bit of a mix from the Folktales and the Iron Teeth there. Decorations, pretty much everything that we've already been used to seeing, except we have these half roofing pieces, which are really, really cool. You can make some kind of lean-to kind of design with that. So you got that in the 1x1, you got the 2x1 long, you got a 2x2, and then I don't think there's another one, but we also have a mix of the different decorations from the Iron Teeth, although it seems mostly the Iron Teeth and the Folktales. Different beavers, etc., so on and so forth. We've got hedges, wood fence, metal fence, wind gauges, and the clock. And then, of course, monuments. We've got regular labor monument, the Flame of Unity, and the Tribute to Ingenuity. So all the Iron Teeth ones, and then the Wonder of Fire. I believe this is a brand new addition. I saw it being worked on yesterday in the thread. And the mod updated overnight, so I'm assuming that's where that's coming from. But this looks pretty cool. I like this a lot. I think these guys will just replace the same Wonder stuff that the Iron Teeth and the Folktales have. But you can see there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. It needs 1,500 bricks, 1,500 metal, 1,500 planks, 1,500 gears. So that's going to be our crowning achievement for the Emberpelts playthrough. So I'm really excited about this. I know it's a little bit long-winded to go through all the stuff at the very beginning, so apologies if you were irritated that we took this long to do it. But there's a whole lot of cool stuff, and I want to make sure we take advantage of all of it. So not just me remembering from fiddling with this yesterday, but you guys too. Keep me honest if I forget something. So let's take a look at chat and see what you guys are saying since I've been talking for the past 18 minutes. What mods are installed along with Ember Pelts? I think I've got... I actually don't remember, but I know for a fact I have ladders, but it's a specific Ember Pelts ladders. That's not part of the base game. There are other expansions that we can get for the Ember Pelts, but I want to maybe do that later. Let's get them started gathering some stuff, though. Oh, we have different paths. Never mind. I completely missed this. We got regular path. We got path with railing. And then we've got wooden path. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's like the path extension mod But no frog path, unfortunately. Anyway, I can't believe I missed that. That's actually really neat. All right, so just go ahead and give these guys a nice path out here. And yeah, actually, I'm going to take that out. Let's get started. Well, I actually have to have lumberjacks first. I'm not going to worry about saving some of these pine trees because, well, we don't need to save them because there's no more pine resin. So we can just cut those guys down. We have ladders, so it's not going to be too hard to get down to more wood. But we'll let those guys do what they got to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a water pump started here. How do I want to go about doing that? I guess it doesn't matter. It's probably fine just to do that. Just for the one right now. And then, of course, we have to have a gatherer flag. Make sure this can reach all of the berries. Just go ahead and pop those in right there. Let those guys get to work and move on. Since I know someone's going to ask it if you haven't already, because I have not read chat in a little bit. This is the Folktales style breeding, although there is a different mod you can get that disables that and gives them the vats of incubation or whatever you want to call them. But the base one for the Ember Pelts is using lodge space to breed. Spray and Pray says, "Hey Beardy, glad I caught you streaming. Thanks for being here." Mashed potatoes. Did that fan just yell mashed potatoes? But yes, we can... Well, there's no potatoes in this, but mashed potatoes sound really good. I just had lunch, man. I don't need to be thinking about mashed potatoes. If you let the apple juice ferment, do you get cider? Probably not, but that would be an interesting mechanic. No more group mod. What do you mean group mod? I don't think I ever had the group mod. No flywheels. No, I don't think that one's been updated. If it has, let me know and I'll get it, but... Oh, yeah. I should put a path on the slope. That would be... Oh, who did this? Stop it. Get some help. Okay. Chat is quiet when in class. Good. Good. Bad things happen when you misbehave. Can you walk on the half-roof in pieces? I don't know. I don't have science to research it, but I actually... I don't know. Like, I feel like it's not going to be like the decorative dam pieces. But that was really, really useful to find out that we could walk on those. For sure. Alright, so we've got... we do have somebody doing lumberjack activities, and we have somebody doing berry activities. Hopefully we can get this water pump built sooner rather than later. Because we are out of water, and we're going to be some thirsty beavers. Although it is still technically day one, because I have not been using turbo speed while I'm sitting here talking. Which game version is this mod for? This is Update 6. First time I've caught you on stream. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. More groups, mod places, things in groups. Oh, is that one of the mods you made? Because I know you're all over the place. But I will try to remember to go pick that up. Can we get a northeast, southwest for the map if we want to direct it might help? Well, normally that's what I would do, is I would assign that based on how the sun sets, but I don't have the rotating sun mod. And I also don't remember if the rotating sun mod actually follows cardinal directions. But let's, for the sake of what we're doing right now, let's check and see where the sun comes up when we get to day 2. And see where the shadows are and go from there. Reminds me of the Dirty Mouth mod. Well, I don't think it would break for this mod. I'd ask our friend Battery Smooth to update that, though, because I do need to make sure that I have that ready to go. All right, so it is the morning of day 2, and I don't think I don't think the shadows are going to be helpful, because as soon as I turn the camera, it moves the sun. So yeah, let's, for the sake of what we're working on here, let's say that the doorway to this faces south. So the direction of the camera is currently facing would be north, east would be this way, south would be toward me, and then west would be that way. I think would just be the easiest way to do it. Yeah, first water pump is south. How hard would it be to make a reservoir by blasting down into the river? Not very hard at all. But yeah, the bad water not moving would be the problem, as Alex said in chat. I thought I hit Unpause. There we go. Yeah, let's get this thing finished up. All right, Ethan's in here pumping away for us. Take this out of triple speed because we don't need to rush. We're here to have a good time. All right, so we'll go ahead and put a couple small tanks down here. And by a couple, I mean, yeah, probably just one for right now because we're a little slow on the logging front. Wait a minute. Ha! This still has the pine resin. So what is the pine resin used for then if it's not used for... Okay, well maybe I should actually take a look. Yeah, okay. Pine resin and maple syrup. Where does that go in? Where does that go in? To my knowledge, there is not yet a timber trees entry for the Emberpelts. Correct me if I'm wrong and I'll use it, but I don't know where the pine resin goes in. Because I see the maple syrup goes in a couple of different things. I guess we'll find out. I guess we will find out together if that's something that actually needs to exist. Yeah, because we got bricks and we got dynamite. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like bricks have functionally replaced the reinforced planks. Yeah, I don't see any pine resin anywhere. Write an inn with paths to keep us straight. All right. Actually, we can use the wooden path. All right, now let's see if I can remember from my pixel art days here. Or maybe I just have to... No, that's an H. Oh, come on. It's been 84 years. They're not going to want to connect right. That just looks stupid. So I'll tell you what. Instead of writing an N, we'll just do an arrow. That's north. Close enough. Don't we always divert during bad tides? Well, yes, but we haven't quite gotten there yet. Yeah, we need to... I mean, I'm also trying to read chat at the same time. So if it's your first time watching a live stream, just be aware. It's not going to be as fast-paced as the videos. There's so many liquid options. I guess we could take a look at them. We got bad water extract, of course. Fuel. I guess it's not called biofuel anymore. We got lubricant. Okay, I'm assuming that's made out of something else. Canola oil, maple syrup, apple juice, beet and radish juice, corn juice. What? Okay, never heard of corn juice. And tomato juice, and then, of course, you got water right here. Resin is... Is it? Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, not technically. Resin goes into the lubricant. Okay, good to know, but we're not going to need that for a long time. Well, hello, Devilish Fun, with the 10 gifted memberships. All right, who's going to get them? See, Lyndon James, Smorio, Wrenching on Cars, Corey, Rogue Operations, Deanne Stafford, parentheses, Llama of Doom. I love that name. Kiara, Da 6 Moose 6, and Tholan. Welcome to the boosters. Welcome back to some of you. And thank you very much, Devilish, for your generosity gifting to the community. Appreciate it. Down is the direction that hurts the most. All right, bud. Hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to have you on stream. All right, so let's actually try to get something going here so I don't get us soft locked. We've got Lumberjack Flag getting some logs. We need to make a lumber mill so we can get a forester, but we also have to have the science for that. So let's go ahead and put in, I'll just go ahead and say 2 inventors because we have 4 beavers currently who are not working. Hey, Redneck. Bye, Redneck. Sorry you couldn't be here for the rest of the time, but thank you for dropping by. Yeah, I'm real excited about this new faction mod. I love it when people do stuff like this. As I think when I found the Water Beaver mod, it probably was Redneck who brought it up in a comment or the Discord or something a long time ago. But I just thought it would be really, really cool to have different, speed through here, different types of beavers, besides the ones that come with the game, in new buildings and stuff. And of course, water beavers is like the equivalent of drinking through a fire hose when it comes to getting new stuff in the game. So it's really nice to see this mod that still has a lot of depth to it, but isn't completely insane, like the water beaver mod is. And I do love me some water beavers, but there's a certain point where it becomes a little bit too much to deal with. And I think it's not as accessible to the average player, while this is probably something that pretty much anyone can have fun with. No ribbon world map. No, not for this one. I still would like to try that at some point. Hey, James? A cult-themed faction? I mean, that's pretty much just our live stream chat. you want to go that far. Now, people have some interesting fan theories. But we need to get a move on getting some other food stuff situated. We've got water pumping. We obviously need to get the science so we can have foresters and stuff. But we have all these different crops that we can plant. Radishes are, not radishes is. They are our early game crop. And then, of course, we have tomatoes that we can do other stuff with. But everything is going to require some sort of processing, with the exception of radishes. How long do you usually stream? Today I was planning for about 2 hours. Depends on how it goes. If we're having a really, really good time and everybody's engaged, we might go longer. Gray beaver already. Okay, well, we'll take a look at him. Where? Where'd you see him? So I don't. No, well, we couldn't have had one because we didn't have anybody be born yet. No, these are all red. Some are more red than others, but I don't see any gray ones yet. Let us see a solar punk-based faction. That would be cool. And I know that there are some other mods in development. I don't know, like, how quick we're going to get any of them, but... 23-hour stream. No, I have actual stuff to do today. In real life, that's not just having fun playing video games with my friends on the internet. But yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity there for the cult faction idea. There's all sorts of weird stuff you could do with this game. No, I do not believe Water Beaver developer gets any money for doing that. But if he ever opens up donations, I'm going to send him some money. For real. It is unbelievable the amount of work that went into that. Greedy Builders, yes. That is a mod we could get that does the... or is it Greedy Builders or Greedy Beavers? Because there's one of those that allows you to build pretty much every building in either faction. That might be the one I'm thinking of. Your beaver game's much lag. How many beavers you got, Devilish? Anyway, I was building a farmhouse, and then I got distracted. You know, there are worse things to do. So we'll get that guy built. And this is all temporary early game stuff. It's not going to stay here, don't worry. But we do need to get some radishes going here, or else we're going to be in some trouble. So we'll just go ahead and get some areas planted here. Okay, yeah, that's going to lag. If you have 258 biobeavers and 52 bots, you got to have some pretty hefty machinery going inside your computer case to not chug it that much. Oh, you have 52 babies? Oh no. Oh no. You're gonna have fun with population booms there. But we'll go ahead and let them take care of this. I think they're still building this inventor, so why don't we go ahead and add another lumberjack flag, make that a priority. Go do this on double speed. GPU loading game or CPU? It is CPU bound. So right now, I'm getting 162 FPS. My CPU load currently is like 2%. But I also have 24 threads. So it's not really something that you can put a definite value on, because it just kind of does what it wants to do. And then when it decides it's done, and you're not going to get any more performance out of it. Had over 1,000 bots with... Yeah, that's absolutely going to lag. Okay, yeah, 4090 is like 18 orders of magnitude more powerful than what I got here. Yeah, it is the path length, the complexity of the pathing system, and how many beavers have to go place to place. So I believe when the day starts, it does a path calculation, and then when the day ends, the work day ends, it does a path calculation. So if your beavers aren't working, they're not going to be contributing that much to the lag. But yeah, if you have a complicated path structure, and it's a long one, like we had in the Water Beaver playthrough, then it's going to be just unbelievable amounts of lag. Get a 4090 card? Yeah, I'm going to need to make a lot more money doing this to buy a 4090. Although I am probably going to build a new computer next year. I just have to decide how much I can afford to spend on it. Yeah, well, you know what? You spent that much on a computer, it's probably going to last you a pretty significant portion of that amount of time before going obsolete. Yeah, I would be broke too after spending that kind of money on a computer. Yeah, the building animations are really good. And that's something Timberborn has done really well for a long time. And the partial building I always like as well. That was new in update 6, I think, right? One Skystream, he streams? I didn't know Skystorm streamed. Read the separating info. Geez, I can't talk. Separating into separate districts reduces path-related lag. Yes, it does. But it introduces district-related frustrations. So that's why I don't really like to do them that much. And especially water beavers, because there's so many different items that you have to make and transport around. If you have multiple districts and water beavers, it's just an exercise in futility. It's awful. It's terrible. Vanilla game, it's fine. Just a little annoying. The beavers and Ember Pelts, I believe, are mostly based around the folktales in terms of like what they do, but they borrow a lot of the technologies and the buildings from a mixture of both factions. I love the water beaver mod. In case you had, any doubts, making 71 episodes of a series on it. Yeah, I think at this point, the game has kind of grown a little bit beyond what they originally thought it was going to become, and you can't really start over. But I would love for, honestly, any game to be multi-thread optimized. Because when I built this computer 4.5 years ago, oh wow, this thing's old. I was trying to make a computer I could do professional video work with, because that's what I went to school for. And it was more important for me to have multiple threads on the processor than just have fast single-core speeds. But now that I am basically a professional Timberborn player, for better or for worse, I find myself wishing I had gotten the faster processor instead. But, I mean, hey, this renders video really, really quick, which is awesome. Unless I have the scrolling beard booster list, which crashes Adobe Premiere every single time. But, thankfully, we don't have that anymore. There's a gray beaver. But where? We haven't seen him yet. People keep saying that, and I have not seen a single gray beaver in the... I know they exist in the mod, but we haven't seen him yet. Built the new NVMe 5 system, 12 terabytes of hard drive space. The speed of loading is insane. Yeah, with NVMe, they sure are. I've got... I don't know what the number would be, but I've got M.2 drives in here. Currently, inside this computer, I've got... I think I only have like 3 terabytes of actual NVMe storage, but I've got a lot of other hard drive space. I've got probably, between everything internal, external, I might have about 30 terabytes. And half of it is filled with old live stream recordings. I have a different... okay, alright. We're going to pause. Please show me where the... you can't show me anything because you're in the chat, but where is the other colored beaver? Because you keep saying this. We've had the same 12 beavers this entire time, and I have not seen a gray one yet. It was walking at night. They all walk at night. There's no houses. I think you got to start letting names expire eventually, but who do I take out? See, that's the thing. Okay, well, that's a red beaver. 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 Those are red beavers. There are no unemployed beavers. It's going into the science hut. Alright, so are we just going to sit here and watch the science hut exits and see who's gray? Icon's not the same as the color. Okay. Well, we're going to find out here real quick when this day is done. 5-year expiration date. You realize we've only been doing beard boosters for 19 and a half months. So not even 2 years yet. They appear gray when walking on paths. Oh, you're absolutely right. Mr. Zesty. Okay. Well, Mr. Zesty might have a marking. Yeah, look at this. That is the Emberpelts birthmark or marking or whatever you want to call it. So that was kind of cool. I remember seeing that in the thread. I've been following the development of this mod for a little bit of time. That was introduced as a way to differentiate certain types of them. So cool. If he stands up, there might be another thing, or some of them will have, on this one doesn't, but some of them will have it on their back. This will be colored that red color, but on this one it's gray. Cool. So we've got radishes. This actually looks almost exactly like the carrots where they're growing. Well, that's fine. Bitter. You'd probably prefer a carrot. There you go. Probably prefer a carrot. All right, so it is cycle 1. I think like the first 3 or 4 cycles we're not going to have a bad tide. So we're going to go ahead and put in a couple more water tanks. Remember, folks, we're going slow on the live streams, so I don't make stupid mistakes. Could take out those who are not members or patrons anymore. Well, okay, well, if I start doing that, then it becomes legitimately a full-time job just to keep up with the list. Part of the reason why I don't take anybody out is because I'm really appreciative of everybody who has ever contributed and made it possible for us to keep doing this. And the other part of the reason is I really don't want to have to worry about it. Because there's a lot of names that are in that thing. Like, I have to edit a file for this to show up in the game. Like, keeping track of it for the credits isn't as hard anymore now that I've got it split up into different months. But, yes, we will build housing soon. But we have our science for the forester now. So, go ahead and unlock that. I know we can't build it yet, but I do want to go ahead and get it under construction. Actually, hold on. That's not going to be a great spot to put it. Because I want to be able to go... Yeah, here we go. I want to be able to go upstairs a little bit as well. So that'll fit very nicely right there. Let them build that, and then we also have to put in a lumber mill, and we have to generate some power. So we have a compact water wheel. Update 6 no longer bunches water, so that's not going to be a problem at all. We just have to decide where we're going to start putting our industrial stuff. Because it's going to be a pretty crowded situation over here. That'll make 60 HP, it says, and this requires 50. So 1 is going to be fine. Log storage, not going to be an issue yet, but we will get there eventually. It does take time. You are correct. It takes a whole lot of time. If I'm going to just have active ones only, I think right now, well, since the donation, it might be closer to 150, but usually the past 6 months or so, it's been hovering between about 120 and 180 in terms of active beard boosters. There's a whole bunch of folks on Patreon, too, who just kept that going when I decided I wasn't going to use it anymore. So that's why they have their own separate list. It always takes time. You are absolutely correct. So let's not overthink this too much. We can also put in, you know, the Wheel of Suffering, where they have to walk on it and generate a whole bunch of power. But I'm going to go ahead and just compact water wheel. I guess probably... Yeah, see, this is where I run into problems, because I want everything to be super efficient, and it never ends up being efficient. Put the lumber mill at the drop. Talking about right here? I guess that would work. Just put in 2 of those. They're not going to be able to build that one quite yet until I research the platforms and all that. But if I did this, then I can have path come in the other way here. It's just far away. It's the only issue. Oh, I don't have the 4-way district center. No. I forgot about that. That was always the fun of the water beavers, is they had access to all that stuff. No. I don't want to take people off the list. Because also, I can't remember who has, like, actually purchased a membership and who has just been gifted one. And I honestly don't want to keep up with that. And since I don't have any different tiers of membership, like, I'm not really going to worry about people, quote-unquote, not deserving to be on the list. Because somebody, at the end of the day, if you were gifted a membership, somebody wanted you to have the membership. So just because you were gifted something doesn't mean you don't have it. Right? That's how I always like to think about it. The orange color scheme is really a nice difference. It is. I like it a lot. Put a dam at the top. No, I don't think we need dams. Not yet. Well, I appreciate it, Lori. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, we probably should have moved this back a little bit. Well, it's still early. It's still early. We got some time. But I think we probably do want to put in a couple of dams in this general area, just so we can keep everything watered when the drought shows up. But I think there's more pressing things for us to be building, like a forester, for example. Dam would also be the path for the second water wheel. You are correct. But they use a lot of logs, and I'm not trying to exhaust our entire supply of wood just yet, because there's a whole lot of stuff we've got to build still. Keep the little pit for Lidos. Little pit. Are you talking about this? Actually, do they even have that in this mod? I don't see a Lido or a swimming pool. There isn't one. That's actually strange. Well, okay, I guess it makes sense that the fire affinity faction wouldn't want to have that much to do with water. So, wait a second. Are there also no showers? There's no showers. Uh-oh. Kurt's going to be upset. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, let's go through the well-being list. That's a good idea. All right. Basic needs, fire is on the basic needs. Okay. Well, we'll build a campfire soon then. Apples, radishes, tomatoes, beet, and radish juice. Corn juice. It's still like, what is corn juice? Is that like the water that's left over when you empty a can of corn? Because, ugh. Grilled corn. That's good. Grilled bell peppers. Also good. Apple pies, stuffed peppers, corn. These beavers have the best food, I'm telling you what. Nasty URL. Hold on. Is this filtering again? Hold on. I gotta turn on live chat. Okay, no, it didn't cut anything out. I don't see a URL anywhere. Yeah, no tower of showers. Sorry about it. all of you shower enthusiasts in the chat. Let's see, we got campfires, rooftop terraces, contemplation spot, dance hall, but not for exercise plaza. Is that going to be under? Oh, it's under fun. Okay. So you got shrubs, lanterns, roof, everything. There's your monuments. Yeah, nothing about swimming. See that unlike water beavers, Emberpelts don't show their icon above iron teeth. Because I don't think okay, no, I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. That's fine. Yeah, we got to build some shelter pretty quick here. Build a tribute to the Tower of Showers. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, how are we doing on our radishes? 67%? Okay. Good, because there's only so many berries one can eat. Oh, look at this. I like this color scheme. The darker red and then like the orange. Yeah, that's nice. That is really nice. Alright, so pretty soon here we're going to have some planks. And then we can build our forester, and then we can start replanting some of these trees. I don't know if we want to get into the fruit trees quite yet, because I think it's going to be more useful for us to have wood. But I also haven't taken a look at the yield on these guys. So pine tree is 1 log every 6 days. Apple tree is 1 log every 5 1/3 days. Maple tree, we already knew about that. And then oak trees are obviously the most efficient ones, but they take 30 days. Update 6, yes. This is update 6. Fire shower, fire bath. I mean, the closest we're going to have to that is just a campfire, and then you got the decorative fire. Plant singular fruit trees. Okay, yeah. Could do that. How long until we can get explosives? Same kind of mess. All right. Ever since they nerfed the water dump trick with the levees, it's made it a lot more difficult early game. Why are they... oh, they're sleeping. I was about to say, please don't tell me they're crashing, but no, they're just asleep. Campfire, I'm not going to do quite yet because I need to have enough planks to build the forester. But once that's done, then we'll build a campfire because this does take 15 logs and I currently have 23. And we should pretty soon start seeing these radishes come up. What is the water dump trick and how do they nerf it? So I don't have these researched yet, but you used to be able to put... I'll just... You know what? I'll just build with dams because I have those. You could do this, and then you build stairs up one side, and then you would put a water dump... that's the wrong building. You put a water dump right here, and then it would fill the space in between the levees, and it would irrigate like a massive, like 15 tile radius. Which I thought was great, but I guess the devs thought that was not in the spirit of the game, so they got rid of it. They made it so that the irrigation volume is based on the amount of water within a certain distance of a tile, so to get the maximum, the same radius that we had before, it has to be a 3x3 instead of the 1x1. And if it's in a levee, it irrigates less, so... They changed that in Update 5. There are a whole bunch of irrigation changes in Update 5. That some people, I guess, got kind of upset about. But I think overall, it's been a good change. Because it makes you think... You can't just game the mechanic and immediately solve all of your problems. It makes you actually kind of think about it. How do they breed? Same as the folktales. They utilize empty spaces in the houses. So we do need to start building lodges. Just need to make sure that we have access to somewhere for them to go. And I guess I can just do one of those kind of numbers there. So that'll be for 4 of them. Or 4 of them, 12 of them. Alright, we've got radishes, folks. Pulling those things up out of the ground, well, when it's actually working time. They don't have any in stock currently. They'll get that going. How many? 2 more planks? Okay, they're in the process of doing this. And since it is cycle 1, probably going to have a drought within the next couple of days. So we're going to want to store up on some water and then maybe think about building a dam here. The early droughts are always really quick. But we don't know when they're going to be showing up. Okay, not today. Yeah, just as soon as we have... Excuse me, because the lodges have to be built as well. I'm going to go ahead and pause these so we don't use all of our wood, but we do need to start having some beavers actually not be homeless. Alright, 2 more planks. There's 1 plank there. And then I think we just have to make 1 more to do this, and then I can pause this so we don't use all of our logs. And we can start replanting some trees. Sorry I'm late. Which map is this? You don't ever have to apologize. This is Terrace's map. We played a long time ago. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. But this was voted upon by the chat, despite some dissension. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good map for the Ember Pelts because there's a lot of opportunities for some interesting vertical building opportunities. Yes, please drink water. Water is good for you. All right, so this is done. I have 1 extra plank, so we'll go ahead and just pause that. And now we have 1 lodge for 3 lucky beavers to be spending the night in. Now that we have the forest, we can start planting some trees. Like I said, we've been using pines. Probably should just keep using pines, honestly. But I'm going to go ahead and make sure this entire area up here is ready to go. Oh, they can't reach all the way over here? Alright. That's going to be... There we go. When this turns into bad water in a little bit, then that's going to be really unfortunate. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna not plant anything here because that's gonna be our diversion thing when the time pops up. But getting all of these as pine trees should be good. What's gonna be the easiest thing for us to do processing on? Because the apples, we have to have the juice for the grilled. Corn, we don't. We just grill the corn. So I guess, I mean, you'd think otherwise because it takes so long to grow it, but I think corn might be the next crop for us to do here. Yeah, because we have to have the grist mill to turn the wheat into flour, and then the flour into... So that's multiple buildings and requires power where the corn doesn't. Of course, we can, you know, make corn flour or whatever that ends up being. Is it going to tell me? Cornmeal, I'm sorry. And then the cornmeal goes into make the pie, and it goes into make... No, that doesn't... That's... Cornmeal's not for the pie. The cornmeal's for the... corn... Oh, yeah. Okay, cornbread. You know it's good cornbread because it's got maple syrup in it. Alright, so let's plant some corn. I think we can make that work. I don't want to get too comfy cozy here. The berries aren't going to be as important if we're not actually breeding using them. What about the rest of the recipes? Are they going to use berries? I actually don't see berries at all. Okay, so I'm going to start reclaiming farmland here from our berries. Zoom in on the radishes. All right. They look like radishes. They're very pink. Pink purplish. And this is what the little crate looks like. Thanks for being here, Zachariah. Sorry I missed you. Getting the well-being up early is a great help. Yes. But it has to get to 7, I think. Oh. Okay, well-being 2 is already a +5. Oh, well-being 12. Okay. Oh, 7 is the life expectancy. Okay, so it actually is kind of spread out a little bit. Why are we apologizing for being Canadian? Oh, because you're Canadian. Got it. Now, there's a lot of Canadians in the chat. I know Redneck had to go, but Canadian representation historically has been very strong. Yeah, we'll get this corn planted as that becomes available. Yeah, we do need to start planting individual fruit trees. But I don't want to take up a whole bunch of... actually, technically, the only fruit tree is the apple tree. Then maples get the syrup. Those take a really long time to grow, and I don't think this is long-term going to be a tree farm area. Yeah, we can always plant more berries later. So, I know I just said I'm not going to worry about having a whole bunch of apples, but I kind of think it would be fun to have a bunch of apple trees. And let's see, we got Gather Flag. I'm pretty sure they do apples as well. Let's just check. Yes, okay. So, how far can the forest... Oh, okay, not that far. So I guess I can plant some apples here. We'll just let them... Okay, this is marked for cutting. 96, 76, okay. Yeah, they'll cut these trees down first anyway because they're closest, and then we'll plant these. I'll just do a whole bunch of apple trees. Why not? Why not? We can go ahead and get those things going. Can we get a picture of the radishes boxes and emote? Let me see if there's going to be one on the ground for me to get a snapshot of. Strip of apple trees around the crops. We could, but I don't want to box the crops in yet. When we actually have this set up, remind me, and we'll do that. Do we have ladders? Yes. There was an add-on mod for the Emberpelts that brings in ladders. I just haven't researched them yet. Okay, So, this is the radish... Oh, jeez. Let's see if I can find a good angle on this. Then I'll take a screenshot and I will make it an emote. I'm going to go into dev mode to take off the shadows real quick. That did absolutely nothing. So, never mind. Out of dev mode. Alright, this is not quite perfect. Yes, this is what we do in live streams all the time. This kind of nonsense. Whoa, okay, that's too much zoom. Alright, well, I'm playing at 2K resolution, so this should be... See, here I go with my angles again. This should be adequate. If you can tolerate it not being exactly perfect, then that'll be fine. But there you go. I will try to make that an emote today, just to remind me if I forget. Oh no, I know all about Canadians and inventing war crimes. Rest assured. You've arrived. What have you missed? Welcome, James. We have started with the Emberpelts faction. We've got some cool new stuff to play with. A bunch of new crops. We've got apples, tomatoes, radishes, beets. We've got apple trees. We've got new supply chain with the clay, which should be pretty fun. So, yeah, so far Emberpelts has proven to be a very interesting little mod expansion here. Why don't you turn Shadow Fog off with dev mode? I mean, I don't know if I'd agree that it looks terrible with it on. When I take my screenshots for the thumbnails, I always turn it off. But I kind of like it like this. Yeah, let's go ahead and build the house, and you are correct. Get those things in here, because we do have to start breeding soon, because some of these are getting a little old. A little up there in age. Guess the apple trees work like the mangroves do. Well, they don't have to be planted in water, but the icon does look like the mangrove icon. But this is what a young apple tree looks like. I know it's dark, so you can't... That's a giant beaver. Sheesh. So I guess we'll see what the big ones look like. We're not going to know for a little bit of time. I did not say that I'm not going to build a single dam. I said I wasn't going to build one yet. Because we have other stuff we got to do. And I also can't forget to put the rest of the apple trees in here. I haven't actually watched this planting animation very much. Sometimes people leave comments that are like kind of irritated that I don't show the close-up stuff, so there you go. Neat little digging motion, and then the tree just randomly appears. Storage huts for bridges is, I mean, the game lets you do it, so it's not cheating, but I feel like that's not in the spirit of the game. I'm not going to pull dams, we're just going to build them. But yeah, I love this animation. The farming one's good too. And that's something I think they added in Update 6. Maybe Update 5. Anyway. Got another one of these apple trees I can pop in. But I think it is time to start thinking about putting a dam in down here, which I will go ahead. Oh, see, that would not be a great spot for it, but I don't want to box myself in. I guess right here is probably fine, honestly. Oh, and also, James, since you weren't here, we have new types of paths. We have this wood path, which actually, when it has intersections in the corners, looks really, really good. I didn't know it did that. That's really cool. And then they also have a path with railings that ends up looking like the ones on top of the platforms, if you recall. And everything's got the nice red tint to it. But I do really like the radish color. That's very nice. So water storage is looking pretty okay. Probably should be focusing now on getting this dam built, so I will let them do that. And we'll get the most apple trees put in. think there's any other ones right now. I still think the path with fences should be used around buildings. You can peer pressure for... Okay, you got to be careful with that stuff. There we go. Now all the beavers are sleeping, so the well-being skyrockets. The railing path has to go on narrow things like dams and edges. Alright. Fair enough. But the game already applies that to dams. So. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. The path with the railings need to have 2 color variants, a standard red and then safety yellow for locations where beavers need to be kept safe. I like that. That is a really cool idea. We need OSHA beavers. I'd like to see RCE do a series with this mod. He just doesn't really seem like he's interested in going super in-depth with the beavers, which, that's fine. He's a variety channel. He's not going to be playing this all the time. Still entertaining to watch. Little hard hats and clipboards, yep. Yeah, the OSHA hut would be absolutely hilarious. If we had like a super industrialized, like modern industrial beavers. Oh, the possibilities. The possibilities are endless with that one. We need to put in some more housing, so let's try and figure out a good way to do that. See, I don't really like this style of lodge because it kind of encourages building in this nonsense way like this. But since this land is not irrigable, I think this is fine to just keep on building little lodges like this. We're going to replace them later on, but that's fine. All right, water storage is full. The dam is not yet complete, but we also don't have the drought warning yet, so I think we're going to be okay. Probably should start thinking about putting in some storage for logs, which, I mean, this is irrigable land, so I don't want to do it down here, but we also don't have anything that can grow down here. So I guess I can have a little happy medium and put an industrial pile, let's just say right here, for some logs. And we'll let that be a thing. We probably should also start building some storage for food, which, again, does not have to be a complicated thing, but... Oh, now I gotta relearn where all the icons are. Radishes. No, that's beets. No. Where's that? Oh, it's gonna be... Because this isn't... I forget. That's ingredients. This is food. They're all the way down here. There's the drought approaching. Okay. Yeah, the color scheme of the faction is really, really great. It's very pleasant. Nice orange and dark browns. There is the stamp machine. You are correct. I don't think you can control which beavers go to which machine, though. So it's pretty much just completely random. But it is an intriguing concept. Let's go ahead and finish planting our corn here. That's still in range, yeah. And we've got more space over here. We should probably be growing... I don't know about more radishes, but... depending on how we want to expand our food production, we probably should start thinking about other stuff. So that is bell peppers and canola oil to make grilled bell peppers. That sounds delicious. Update 7 bureaucracy. Hey, well, you joke, but I feel like the game is still... I'm not going to say missing because that makes it sound like the game is, like, not good. But... I feel like it would really be cool to have like a late stage organized industrial like machine kind of thing. When I say machine, I'm not talking about like an actual device, but like just the bureaucracy behind it, where you could have different like different buildings get a performance boost if you build some sort of logistics, not a builder or a hauler, but like a logistics hut where you have, I guess, managers or Beaver OSHA or somebody who goes in there and it consumes some sort of like resources to operate it, but it gives some sort of production bonus. That would be kind of cool. It's taking a nap. What'd you miss? Everything. Would hate OSHA beavers? Most people would. But in a game like this, I feel like it's something that maybe could fit, depending on how you implemented it. Use the wood path to write the colony name. I think the big science mod should work. I don't have it installed on this playthrough, but we probably should. Missed the last couple hours. We've only been live for an hour 10 minutes. Unless you know something I don't. Need to jump off, but I'm happy I can at least make the beginning of the stream check on the new faction. Hope everyone has fun with the playthrough. Thanks for being here. The VOD will be available if you would like to catch up on what you end up missing, but glad you could make it out. Underground engineering with pipes, tunnel. Oh man, that would be so much cool. So much cool. Good. So much fun. And very cool. Not so much cool. Good job, me. There is a mod for pipes. Previously, there's been a mod for tunnels. But I'd be very interested to see something like that. I know we can make pipes out of the impermeable floors and the levees and everything. And we've done that in the other playthrough. That was live stream stuff, but it'd be really cool to see something official like that. Husbandry expansion would be interesting. Okay, cool. They got both of these water wheels in, so now we're generating 230. Nice. We can expand our production a little bit. So that would give us cornmeal, but unfortunately we don't have the rest of the stuff, so we're not going to worry about doing that. I think for right now, the grilled corn is going to be our next best thing without being super complicated. Because we're going to have, to get the grilled bell peppers, we're going to have bell peppers and canola, and we're going to have to put the canola through the press. So that's fine. We've got some more apple trees to put in. Just a few left of those. Building this lodge, because we really need to get some more beavers born here pretty quick, because they're not going to last too much longer, the original ones. Snarf, yes indeed. Like, I feel like I want to jump into these other food things, but I also don't want to overwhelm the supply chain when we only have 12 beavers. It's very, very tempting to just rush headfirst into all this stuff, but we gotta bide our time. Hey, TL. How far away are we from having corn? 48%, so we're about halfway through. If we can actually get this dam complete, then these crops are not going to die. They're not going to dry out. Still looking okay on water, but we probably should think about adding another water pump soon, depending on how we want the stuff to be set up. I need to unmark the apple trees for cutting. Probably go ahead and unmark most of this stuff. Yeah, because those trees are going to be gone. Oh, ZX playing this map? I wish I had more time to watch people's videos. Like, there's so many people who have, like, started making videos and have mentioned that, like, I was one of the reasons they started making the videos. Like, oh, that's really awesome. Then I feel really bad because I don't have time to watch people. But I know there's a couple people who pop in chat every once in a while who also make videos. If I see them, I'll try to point them out. Go watch their stuff. Might want to confirm we can make babies. Of course we can. We have extra space. That's the only thing these beavers care about. The new monument for Ember Pelts. Yeah, when we first opened up the playthrough, I showed that, but we can do it again. This thing is cool. It's called the Wonder of Fire. And it's just the end game thing, like the Folktales and the Iron Teeth have their own. But it's a really cool looking building. 7x7 like the others. Takes a whole bunch of resources. But yeah. Really, really neat stuff. Yeah, the default breeding behavior for the Ember Pelts is based on empty beds, but there is a mod for the mod, the same developer, that replaces that functionality with the one the Iron Teeth uses and gives you the breeding pods. Is it worth putting a dam by the first drop by the trees just to spread the green? There isn't a drop. This is all the same height. So it's just taller here. There's not actually a water height difference. Does the monument consume beavers? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Love watching your videos. I remember seeing you in the comments all the time. I appreciate the support. Die-hard Folktales player. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Folktales. I just don't like them as much as the Iron Teeth. That's not to say I dislike them, but I don't know. Push comes to shove, I'm probably always going to be playing with the gray beavers. But the Folktales are fun. I always try to do at least one playthrough every update with those guys. Like Folktales mechanics are breeding better. The pods are creepy. The pods are creepy. Especially when you zoom in and you see the actual model for those things. Ooh, that's weird stuff. It's your one flaw, but I forgive you. Alright, I appreciate it. Yeah, the pod babies are creepy. But that's kind of the whole Iron Teeth thing, right? Like, they're all about efficiency. So, you know, what's more efficient than growing beavers in a vat of berry juice? It's weird. It's super weird. But yeah, I try to play both factions as much as I can. Even though I'm pretty much always going to want to choose the Iron Teeth. The babies are beautiful. Oh no. It's nightmare fuel. It's so bad. Alright, so we got a drought. 3 days. I'm going to turn the pump off. I know that's like alarm bell central to turn the pump off. But I don't want this to get pumped out. I don't think one pump would do it, but... Wait a second. I've got the automation mod. There you go. There you go. That's a ticket right there. Not ever going to forget. Baby beaver raisins. Yep. Yeah, the problem with the Iron Teeth breed... Well, it's not a problem, but I guess the complicated thing with the Iron Teeth breeding is that the pods always produce at a set rate, but the beaver's livelihood and like the length of time they spend alive, which I guess would just be lifespan, it varies a lot depending on well-being. So while early game, you might need to have 10 pods to keep up. Late game, if you have 10 pods, you're going to be drowning in beavers because they just live forever. Cut trees in the... Oh, you know what? I didn't mark those. Well, yes, I did. Where? Oh. You know what? I didn't have any lumberjack flags that could actually reach there. So that, I guess, yeah, it's going to have to just go here, or I'll just... No, I'll put it upstairs. Oh, that one can't reach all the way down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that one doesn't reach either, but this one does. Eh, close enough. We'll do that. Want this playthrough to be drowning in beavers? Well, we might get there eventually. The most important thing I'm focusing on is exploring all the new technologies and all the cool stuff we can do. So... that is part of the reason why we're still on double speed, and I'm trying not to rush through this, especially so we can, you know, talk and chat with. That's the whole appeal of having live stream, right? So you can actually talk to people. One tree on the lower part that the flag can't reach. Yes, and that is an apple tree, which we are not going to be cutting down, so that's fine. How does the tech tree look compared to the regular one? It's not that different from the regular one. Water beaver tech tree is an outlier and should not have been counted. But it's most of the same kind of buildings. There's a couple unique ones. We have this clay tech tree as well, which basically just replaces the treated planks, as far as I can tell. But you have the clay pit building where you get clay out of the ground and it consumes water to do so, which makes sense. And then there's a kiln that will make bricks, or it looks like charcoal out of wood. And I think that's going to be a component in something else. I haven't really seen the charcoal show up anywhere, but we also haven't really looked super in depth. Ah. Oh. Okay. It's the smelter. The smelter takes charcoal instead of the logs. That's actually kind of smart. You have 3,000 hours in Timberborn. Yeah, I only have like 800. Because I think outside of a live stream or a video, I may have only played this game for 5 hours that hasn't been recorded and put on the internet. When you're going through the building at the start, I don't think we saw a dirt excavator or replacement. Can this faction not terraform? I'm pretty sure there still is terraforming. Yeah, it's here. Dirt excavator and the terrain block still here. I just didn't say anything about it. Die-hard beavers can only be played. See, oh, you want to start a fight in a group chat? Say that Die Hard's the best Christmas movie, because there's going to be somebody who says it's not a Christmas movie. It happens at Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. Now I'm going to make somebody bad in this chat too, but no, it's fun to joke about stuff like that. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Alright, so we've got our radishes. We should have corn coming up in the next day or two. So let's go ahead and get ready for that by putting in a grill. Let's see. Where is going to be a good place to stick this? It's not like it really matters, but I'm going to go ahead. And start building something on the backside here. And we'll add a path this way. Select the grilled corn recipe, and then we can put in another warehouse. I guess might as well just go right here. I always like to kind of pair these up like this. Alright, so we can either store the grilled corn or the regular corn, but let's take a look and see. Ooh, yeah, okay. So the corn goes into the grill, and then it gets quadrupled. So you get 4 servings of grilled corn. So how much can it store in the building itself? Ah, here we go. Here we go. The grill needs clay. All right. So I have the science. Let's research the clay pit. And I guess I just need to find... You can see the shadow moving around. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. Yeah, let's just put a clay pit kind of out of the way here. That was a poor choice. I'm going to choose to move that instead. Let's come up to here. Alright, so that requires 10 planks. We are running a little bit low on logs, but we do still have some to cut, so that's going to be fine. Still haven't gotten corn yet. We'll go ahead and we can triple speed a little bit here. Alright, cycle number 2. And the crops survived just fine. How long are these pines going to... Okay, 79%, 74%. Apple tree is about halfway. The first one's planted. Actually, most of them are about halfway. Alright, this needs to be set to grilled corn. Even though we can't make it yet. I'm very interested to see what this clay pit does, though. So let's turn this lumber mill back on. There we go. Power is going. Need to make another 9 planks, and then we'll have the clay pit ready to go. We do need to grind stone. That's a good catch. That guy, I'm just going to pop right next door. There we go. Cool. Uh-oh. We don't have anybody in the water pump, and now we have extra jobs. So let's prioritize this. Ryan's going to come in here and start pumping for us. And we've got corn ready to harvest. waiting on more planks. But there's nobody in here. Okay, so we've got to... we got to reset these things. Who is going to be next? I guess this lumberjack flag could be deprioritized. That's already just got 2 beavers. Is that going to get us somebody in here? Yes. Mr. Zesty coming in to do some plank making for us. Is there a vat of melted butter for the grilled corn? No, but I sure wish there was. Make some Mexican street corn. I mean, you got the peppers. But I don't think there's much of anything else. I think there's a recipe for stuff that uses the corn somewhere else. Like, that's going to make the cornmeal, and then that, of course, goes into cornbread. And then you have stuffed peppers that take the corn. So, that's just one of those things we're going to have to get to in time. The always daytime mod. Wonder why no one's made that one again. I didn't know that was a thing. I kind of like the night cycle. I think it looks nice, at least. Melted butter, you need to have some cows or other animals that produce milk with the beavers. Alright. Alright, I'm not reading that. First one of the series. Congratulations, Steve. Romaji phonetic pronunciation, Steve. Oh no, don't tell me. Oh no, you can't just mention Chili's in chat. No, I want to go to Chili's. I just went last week. I can't go again. Man, I love Chili's so much. It's unbelievable value, man. It's so good. Like, where else can you go for $10.99 in my part of the US at least? You get chips and salsa, you get a burger, you get fries, and you get a drink for $10.99. Applebee's could never. Like, what are you doing, man? Chili's is just so much better. It's so good. All joking aside, how do I help you in your... Hey, being here is just fine, Tom. Appreciate you hanging out. I see a bunch of retracted messages up further. I was going to ask about that, but since you brought it up, I mean, I'm not deleting anything. Like, I don't delete messages, so I don't know. Maybe Devilish has gone rogue again. And accidentally banned someone from commenting by pushing a button on the phone. No, but yeah, just being here is enough. But if you do feel inclined to be a channel member or anything, there are links to that. And then, just trying to think, do I have anything else? I mean, merchandise is just there for people who want to buy it. I'm not going to push people to do it. You're hungry now? Yeah, me too. Oh, yeah. The Chili's ad for the baby back ribs has such incredible cultural potency. Like, that aired, what, 20-something years ago? And it's still in my head. Flywheels is updated. Nice. Alright. YouTube does auto-block messages. Don't remember the exact rules and how that works. I mean, I do have, like, the auto-moderator thing turned on for, like, racist comments and stuff, but, like, no, I'm not going to delete people's comments unless they're, like, incredibly incendiary. Where's Battery? I don't know. Hopefully enjoying a lovely Saturday evening. But not for that reason, no. Clay pit is running. Oh, it is. All right, let's take a look. I don't think you can really see much of anything happening. I mean, there's a little bit of log pumping going on, looks like. But yeah, that's a clay pit. It's a pit for clay. Let's go ahead and pause the lumber mill again because we don't need the links right now. So the grill is running. We got Jeremy E in there, and it can store 120 grilled corn, and then this will store 200. Okay, so that's actually really good. Let's check and see, has anyone eaten? No, there is no grilled corn consumption so far. Time for the auto pump. I mean, we could, but we'd have to have, well, maybe we do have power. All right, well, it's 500 science, and I don't have gears yet, so no, it is not time for the automated pump, but we will be using those once we get to that point. Don't throw me in a bit. Okay, well, you could look at it that way, or you could just say, that is my pit. Just search for the Chili's Baby Back Ribs commercial. It's so good. It's just one of those cultural touchstone moments that people universally, of a certain generation, and I guess region, or whatever. I don't know if that would have aired internationally. I can't imagine it would have, but people are just going to remember that stuff. Is there storage for the clay? No, not currently. We probably should have a pile for the clay. We'll just go ahead and put that right next to it. And that's going to be right there. Because we don't need to have this running all the time, so I'm going to have a little bit of this come out, and then we'll pause it so we can save our beaver labor for somewhere else. Yeah, but we're kind of at the point now where we're going to need to have another pump, so we're going to go ahead and put another one in. Devilish go full Rogan, timeout half a chat. So, were you in here when I guess there was like some sort of like phone error or something, and Devilish like accidentally banned someone from chatting, and I couldn't undo it because I wasn't the one who did it. It was actually kind of funny. We got it fixed, but your beaver hasn't been born yet. Yeah, keep an eye on the bottom left and see if you're on the beard booster list, if your beaver shows up. Oh no. Oh no. No, Devilish, no. Yeah, it was 86,000 seconds, yeah. All right. All right, we got to get something else. Please like unmute James. All right. 60 clay. I'm gonna let this fill up, like I said, and then we'll turn it off. Rude is right. You better believe that's rude. All right, let's add another beaver lodge here. We got to get some more guys in here. And I think in terms of, oh hey, look at this. We got 100 something grilled corn. What's the bonus on that? +2. Nice. It's all 15 of those guys, so that's looking good. Apples. Apple trees are fully grown. Those look a whole lot like chestnut trees. They might actually just be the chestnut tree model. Which would actually make sense because it's got a growable on it. But we should have some apples in the next... before the end of the cycle. Maybe. And that is going to be nice. So what do we get from apples? We get apples, of course we do. But in terms of what we can actually make... if we have the press, we can make the apple juice. But the apple juice goes into an apple pie, or the apple goes into an apple pie, rather. I don't know that the apple juice goes into anything else. I guess we're going to have to figure that out. That's all bell pepper stuff. No, not you, James Murphy. No. Yeah, let's build a campfire. That would be a smart thing to do. And do I have a decent spot? I didn't really plan this out very well at all on what I was going to do with what space. So I guess... it's ground only, but of course, that's right. We can also do rooftop terraces if we felt like it. I gotta find a good spot to put this thing. I guess I can just do this. Why not? Actually, I lied. Nope. We're gonna move it one more over. So I can have this path continue this way, if we want. Deleted messages because I pressed send before finishing. Okay, well that makes sense. I missed the satisfactory codex and new mods like this. So the Timber Trees mod is actually a really good resource for keeping track of recipes, but I don't think it has an Ember Pelts thing yet. Plannings for nerds, yep. Alright, well being up to 8. I'm assuming that's because of the campfire, yep. Very good. Cliff edge campfires, I mean we can eventually. But right now, I think we need to make some sort of insurance against having contamination stuff. So, the contamination barrier requires metal, not treated planks. We're not going to have metal for a while. So, I think what we might want to do is see about getting some explosives ready. But the easy way to solve the problem of contamination stuff by diverting off the side of the map without worrying about anything is to unplant these trees and then actually make like a box that elevates above the side here. Then we can just shove all the water off. Yeah, levees and dump it off the ledge. That's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to blow out the side of the hill, but I don't have explosives yet. So that's not really an accessible option at the moment. In the meantime, since we have the opportunity to... okay, good. That can still gather the apples. I think I'm going to go ahead and unplant all of those. And then we're going to start growing some of these other crops. We got tomatoes, we got bell peppers, we got beets. We don't really have to do anything with them, but I do want to make sure that we have some available. So, tomatoes. If they can actually plant all that, then that's good. That'll help us out substantially later on. Bell peppers, I'm going to make the executive decision because we already have so many to just get rid of that. Yeah, we'll do 4x5, 4x5, and then another 4x5 here. And that can be for beets. We'll have to have canola and then wheat. Well, we also need to do some irrigation here at some point. So, good, a drought. Then we'll just get the wheat going in advance of all this other stuff. There we go. Just is nice to have all of these ready to go at a moment's notice. Of course, we can expand things later. And how long... I mean, we have time to build this. We don't have to rush. But we are going to want to make sure that we have everything set up correctly before we do anything. Alright, so levy research is 120. And then I think the wood has a different... yeah, it does. It's a little bit more orange. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is we're going to put in probably triple floodgates here, and then just because that's what we have access to. And then just dump it off the side, put in levee there. I think putting the triple floodgate here and here is going to work out fine. Not going to have to worry about too much. Just get those built. I don't know that they can reach this, so let's give them a path. Actually, I should leave too wide at the cliff. Now, if this can get... nope, not quite. Not quite reachable. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, maybe this is a good opportunity to put in... or start to put in platforms here. Because we do want to be able to get across. Yeah, I'll just have that be straight. Why not? Stairs? Actually, how much is the ladder? Oh, 300. Okay. So, stairs it is. And then we can just go over this way to try and build stuff. Will this faction be a stream-only thing, or are you going to do normal videos? So this playthrough, I think, is probably just going to be streams only. But I'm not opposed to doing a video series on these guys. I just want to make sure that it's something people want to watch first. Which, looking at the concurrent viewer count, seems like you guys do have an interest in this. But splitting playthroughs between live streams and videos very rarely makes everybody happy, and usually just makes at least half of the people, I'm not going to say mad, because, you know, most people don't get mad about this, but a lot of people who watch streams don't want to also watch videos of the same thing, and a whole lot of people who watch videos do not want to watch live streams at all. So they're just going to miss stuff. Almost everyone who streams the game tends to blow everything up, and while that's fun, sometimes I would like to see someone build within the topography of the map. I did try to do that, and then I failed. But, yeah, I usually do end up... Oh, this one isn't automated to get paused. So we'll go ahead and pause, bad tide, unpause, there we go. That is something that I end up not usually doing, but I really should. I know, like, Skystorm is famous for just absolutely just completely altering maps with terraforming. Need to stop thinking about food. Haven't eaten today. Now wife is making me wait for dinner. Well, unfortunately, we're doing food. We're doing food here. Hey, well, you guys made me hungry for Chili's. Like, I'm not going to Chili's today. Now I want to go back. And you know, you get the they call it the 3 for me, that combo deal. You can pay an extra, I don't even know what it is, like an extra $3 or something. And then you can upgrade your appetizer to what they call a dip trio. So you get the queso, salsa, and guacamole. It's entirely too much food, but it's good. Thank you for starting Ember Pelts. Thank you for being here to watch it. Injured beavers. How many injured? Oh, I got 3 of them. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and, I guess, research medical beds. I don't have the science. Never mind. So we're going to have to wait. We have to have enough beavers to go into the inventor. But since we're not currently building anything, let's see if... no, that's still not going to do it. Let's pause the grill. See if somebody... No? Okay, the clay pit, I did say I was going to pause. There we go. Get some science going. Do you have enough water storage? For right now, technically yes. But no, we do need to expand water storage. You're a glutton for punishment. I mean, you don't have to watch the whole thing. But if you do want the faction introduction where we look at all the different buildings and stuff, that should be within the first 20 minutes of the video. 20 minutes of the stream. Alright, we got 30 water. We got less than 1 day left, so that should be okay. And we really, really need to get this diversion thing up and running. I hope I don't do it incorrectly here. I know there's probably a better way to do it. You know what? No, we're not going to do it this way. We're going to unplant these guys, and this is going to end up being... There we go. I don't need to get the corner involved. So that can get cut. This is almost done. That will be done in 3 days. That'll be done in 5 days. 3 days, 4 days. Like, I feel like I'm going to be cutting it really close. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Alright, water storage. If I have enough planks, then I can make a medium tank. No gears for that one this time. Actually, there's no gears at all for tanks. Huh. So I guess the gears are mostly for use in the mine. That might be it. Mine and then, of course, bots. Okay. I'm going to take this out of triple speed. We have enough wood now where I can turn the lumber mill back on. I still don't have enough science to research the medical bed, so I'll tell you what. Pause the forester. And is that going to get somebody in here? No. I don't want to prioritize these because then I'm going to forget about it. Wait a second. This is still... I can't pause the district center, but I'll just go ahead and change that just for the purpose of getting enough to do the medical beds. Need planks for the stairs. Yep, that's why we turned that on. Color is actually charcoal. Of the, like the brown here? You're saying that's charcoal color? Well, whatever it is, it looks nice. Oh, yeah, okay. We need science bad. Because I'm pretty sure cycle 3 is the cycle where bad tides can start. Yeah, science for the bad water diversion as well. You are correct. So I really should have been... I should have been building more of these huts a lot sooner. But I didn't. The good news, though, is our food situation is looking fantastic. The bad news is that we're still really, really lacking on a whole bunch of stuff. And these guys, 1 science per hour, so it's going to be 40 hours. I guess technically 30 hours now. And then for the medical beds, yeah, that would take care of that. If I want to use triple floodgates for this, then we're going to have it's not going to work. Not going to work. What are the shorter ones? Okay, so the single's 150. That's doable, I guess. I think I could make it work with the single floodgates. But because I can't detonate anything, they'd have to be elevated up here. Which means these other ones would have to be up there. Well, okay, well that's going to be more plausible than to do the triples, I think. Now we got stuff to think about. Alright, so what other kind of food can we get these guys working on? Because obviously the bell peppers aren't ready yet for the grilled bell peppers. Never mind, they totally are. And they're harvesting them. So we're going to have... Yeah, we are rapidly outgrowing our little space here. We're going to have to fundamentally redo this. But I kind of want to don't mess with that until we have enough space to expand a bunch of farming and stuff down here. Science is the most important thing. The incapacitated beavers are going to really, really, really help us out with that. Yeah, they kind of did. Kind of did make me a liar. Well. I mean, we're doing okay. Just not perfect. Not yet. But we are almost to 80 science. We'll get the medical beds, at least a couple of those built. There we go. And right here is a perfect spot to put a couple of those. Have all the materials to get that done. Use some logs. They can cut down the rest of these trees, and we can start putting in our little construction zone thing. And another thing we're going to end up probably having to do is leaving those unplanted so we can build stairs up to the top of this. Put dams on the edge and floodgates on the riverside. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. No, lawyers are just professional liars. I mean, not universally, but a whole lot of arguing going on. I think I can make it work if I have enough outflow. Because this is only it's 2 water sources. Let's check the strength. Okay, so their collective strength is 4. Which means I'm going to have 3, I think 3 dam pieces to have that not back up. Or I can have I don't know, man. Like, it goes through here just fine. And there's no, you know what? It just has these 2 right here and it doesn't back up. So I guess 2 is fine. I don't think we need another campfire yet. That probably would be a better place for it to go. I wish I could just squeeze this a little bit. Well, actually, this is probably not a bad place for this to go if we want to just keep our path straight here. Yeah, just clean that up. We can use this for more food storage or something later. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I thought the 2.2 is going to be so much of a bigger issue, but I don't know. Math is hard, right? I think we've established that. All right, now come and get these trees. I don't know. Okay, no, this one should be next. Then they might take care of other stuff here. But I think in the interest of, you know, actually, why can't I? There we go. The interest of actually harvesting trees that we're supposed to be harvesting, we need them. Need them to be able to get the ones out that we need to get out, because I don't want to waste any wood here. I probably should also just build more industrial piles for the wood. So since this is not irrigated yet, is there going to be a good place? I guess right here probably makes sense. Industrial pile for some wood. We don't have haulers yet, so I guess that doesn't matter yet. Alright, now they're getting those 2, and then we can turn the rest of these back on. But let's unmark this. Alright, now that can get planted and cut appropriately. Unmark these. I see apples in the trees, so that's nice. A couple more of those guys. Alright, so now we're going to have to put in... I guess I'm just going to do it like this. Might as well. I don't really need to have a levee here, but I think we're going to want to have it anyway. And I'm going to have to, depending on how I want to set this up. Yeah, that's going to go there. I guess I could just go ahead and do this. Now, I've got 142 science. It's only day 7, but the amount of stuff that's going to require to build the triple floodgates, I don't think is going to be in our best interest. So, if I were to go ahead and just pop this in like so. No, not there. Come on. And just put 2 floodgates here. Another one of these here, and then 2 floodgates here, and I think that should do it. And I do have 150 science, so we'll do that. Alright, when a bad tide starts, set height to 1. When a bad tide ends... Ah, see, this is where I get into trouble. This is where I get into trouble. I can't use this because it has to be based on contamination level, which is where it gets attached to a stream gauge. So for now, they're going to remain manual. We'll just have to be good about remembering. Did I build medical beds? Yep, I have 2 of them. Remember that you've paused the forester. You are correct. And now it is unpaused. I don't have storage for planks. That's probably not for the best. Industrial pile. Industrial pile. I don't like that this isn't in the right spot, so I'm going to delete it. I know. It's probably going to irritate some of you, but that's fine. Put that in there and there. Although we don't have a lot of logs yet, so I think I'll go ahead and pause those 2 constructions. Pick up all the logs off the ground. Put them in here. That should be fine. put them one back. Prevent water spilling. What do you mean put them one back? You talking about like here, or are you talking about these going off the side? Because they're going to go right on the very edge. You think the dam is going to let enough out without being a problem? Is it actually going to be less? It might actually be more logs to make those dams. How much, yeah. I can put 3 dams. If I really felt like it. Put 3 like this, then that would... Honestly, I could put 4. That would probably be fine, but then I'd have to have this go out the rest of the way. I should keep the floodgates automated for a bad tide start to prevent an incident. You are correct. Bad tide start all the way up. But that's going to be the only automation we do for them. Got my coffee cup. It's really nice. Glad you enjoy it. So nice, in fact, my wife stole it from me. Well, that's unfortunate. I really do like the, I think the ceramic one's my favorite. Had a whole lot of tea out of that one so far. I might have to do that tonight as well. Don't forget to get access to build what you already have. Yes, that was why... Okay, alright. This one, I'm not going to wait. Goodbye. We'll just get rid of that. But that was why I was going to come up here and put in stairs to get on top of this. Which I guess I probably could put in this corner here. And save myself some grief. Yeah, let's do that. And then I think I can just do one of these numbers here. And that should be okay. Now, there's still going to be some contamination. Probably all of these trees up here are going to die. But the main thing is I don't want the crops to get messed with. And that would prevent the crops from getting messed up. So that's going to give them something to do. The reason why I didn't want to put this here is because I have to get over to that side. So we are going to remove this. And I will put the stairs back one, but I can put a platform here instead. I think they can reach it without me having to build anything else, but we'll see what happens. Now, the builders will be able to access the floodgate just fine. They'll be able to go up on top of this. Also, we have at least 3 days. Silly Billy, huh? I don't think we're going to get silly billied. Hopefully. Now, the problem we're running into now is we've got logs on the ground. And they're not picking those up. But the builders are supposed to do that. Yeah, and they are. Just have to wait a little bit. Alright, water situation is a situation. I have the science. I don't have the planks, and I'm going to save the planks for that. But I suppose what we can do... Let's put in a couple more of these storage tanks, or at least one. At least one right here. Some water in it. Take a drink of water. Speaking of. See, they're making it work. It's going to be fine. I just have to prevent the beavers from getting stuck. Which it says they don't have the materials, but I know we do because they're sitting there on the ground. Just have to get picked up. So, I know there are some of you who are very sensitive about things on the ground. We'll start picking things up off the ground. I don't have extra beavers currently to work, but I probably could. Make the dams first. You lose a lot of water off the side once the flood... you are correct. All right. Well, in that case, we're going to have to do this levee in the corner. And then we'll have those dams built. But then that begs the question of, yep, gotta have them pick the stuff up off the ground so we can have it to build. Hopefully this solves that problem. Alright, so that corner is done. This needs to be finished. Then up above probably needs to get done as well. But we still don't have the drought or bad tide warning yet, so I think everything is probably fine. Well, now I am kind of wishing I would have built the storage here. Well, we can build the plank storage at least, even though it's not going to get done until well after everything else. Unless I prioritize it. See, you have the mess happening in real time. This is how it happens. I just start prioritizing things and then things go poorly. As one does. So we got tomatoes. Those are still growing. I gotta have something to do with all these things. We have canola. We have the ability to do pretty much all of this stuff now. But do I spend the science on the press? Like, I feel like I've got to, so that I can make the grilled bell peppers. And then I can just put this all the way down here. Watch it take 7. Yeah, that's always what happens when I have these live streams, is that it's just whatever the opposite that I want to happen, happens. Increase the number of builders. I don't have extra beavers. But it's currently employing 2. Because I've been trying to get my science up. But I think at this point we're probably fine not to have that, so I'll put them in the district center. I didn't name this properly. Beaverberg. Not Berg. It's Berg. We probably could have put the H on the end if we really wanted to. There it is. We got 3 days. 3 days before a drought. So, no bad tide yet, which is good because this otherwise could very easily have become a problem. We kind of got really ahead on the food, and then not much else. Well, here's the thing about the spelling, is this is what we've always called it for the past 20 series. So I'm not really inclined to add the H now, because this is what it's always boiled down to. I like this color of the wood here. It's quite nice. So what are these builders even doing? Okay, here they are. They're taking all the logs to this one that are off the ground, because I did tell them to do that, and that's fine. But, I mean, it's not as big of a rush now because we have everything else going on, but... Emberberg. Well, no, everything is named Beaverberg. That's just how it is. I'm going to go ahead and get the press, because there's a whole lot of stuff we can do with the press. You don't have any gears. I know. We're going to build that too. Except I probably need to reverse the order of what we're doing here. Alright, so gear-wise, that's going to have to go there. And then that's going to have to go there. That's going to take 120 HP. That takes 50, and this is producing currently about 240. So we're still doing okay. There we go. Yeah, build this so you don't get stuck, please. First bad tide won't happen till 5? I thought it could happen as early as... Maybe that's hard mode on 3. Well, don't worry. Because when we start the hard mode on Tuesday, I'm almost certainly going to get absolutely steamrolled early. So that'll be fun in video form. People love to see that. Hard mode's 3. Gotcha. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna want the tall ones, because that's gonna be easier to flush out. But this is also not the permanent solution. Well, I mean, these floodgates would be the permanent solution. But on this side, I am going to be demolishing. I don't know why I put the emphasis on the wrong syllables on these. That's fine. For now, though, I'm just causing a flood. That's the... Wait, what? Oh, it's a debuff. I forgot. That's a thing we didn't talk about. Wet fur is a debuff with the Ember Pelts. They do not like getting wet. Oh, no. How long does that last? Ooh. Yeah, that actually has kind of a pretty pronounced adverse effect there. All right, now we've got to take our time here because I don't want any silly billies, especially of the wet variety. All right, so that one's going to get finished. Now get out of here. This one needs to be next, so it blocks all the water. Yeah, no more wet beavers. That's why there's no showers. I guess we figured that one out. Yeah, there we go. What is this on the ground here? Oh, okay, that's like a sack. I was like, oh, it looks like a baby ember pelt that's having a very bad day. It's stuck in the water. 25 planks for the cure workshop? Really? Well, it seems like the floodgate's not going to be as big of a problem. Was this the one that I set? Yes, okay. The shower hater mod. Yeah, nobody tell Kurt. He's going to be upset. Oh, hey, Josh. You can always tell whether someone's from the area by if they spell it Pittsburgh or Pittsburgh. I know there's not really a pronunciation difference. Kurt is out. He won't watch the series. Yeah, once he finds out there's no showers, there's no chance. There's no chance he's going to watch this. Oh, boy. Yeah, we're gonna have to put some of that stuff in. Different decoration things. I spent all my science on gears and the presses, so we can get into the other food stuff. I don't know how much longer we want to go today. I'd like to get through a decent bit of the food stuff, but we're just gonna have to see what happens here. Watch it out of spite. How do the beavers solve contamination of land? They have the same contamination barriers that the bulktails do, which is 1 metal block and 5 planks. So we've got a 5-day drought. We've got 85 water, which for 5 days is not enough for 18 beavers. But could be worse. We're just doing our best. Well, now they finished this thing. And it's still going to be contamination station around here, but it's going to be better than having the entire river just nastified. Yeah, the other unfortunate thing is that we have the drought going on, so there's no power. Unless we wanted to build the Wheel of Torture. But that takes 100 logs, and I don't have 100 logs. So, you know, it's actually kind of funny. The Gear Workshop had all the planks ready just in time for the plank thing to stop making planks because it had no power. The bad news is... Wait, no, we do have planks for the floodgates. Alright, cool. So now that it's drought time, we can pause the lumber mill. That gives us beavers to do science. We've got beavers for building. We still have tons of clay because we haven't used it at all. But now we don't have a whole lot of wood. And since we bumped this up a little bit, we have a little bit more irrigation. It hasn't affected this at all. A little bit more irrigation up here. So I'm going to start planting some more trees. Pine trees, however. I'm going to unplant these as pines. And we're going to start growing these as oaks. And probably everything I'm growing up here should be oaks. Just because they take a super long time to grow. I'm hopeful when the bad tide comes that it won't completely kill all of our trees. Like, it's going to be part of them, like, the immediate range are going to die. But if I keep the oaks kind of away from that, it should be alright. Are berries important? No. Not unless we get the no housing breeding mod attachment add-on. I don't know why I can't words today. But that is available if we want to do that. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but if you want to do that, we will. Other than that, no. Berries are essentially useless. So we're going to get rid of these at some point. But there is... I thought there was one of these that actually consumed berries, but I guess not. Like, is there a fuel that uses them? No. Okay. Wait, hold on. What uses charcoal and bad water? What is... Oh. Really? Okay. Well, that's a good use for it. That's a good use for bad water, for fuel. I think we had one of the other live streams or videos or whatever we talked about how it would be nice for bad water to actually be useful like that. Don't grow oaks within 5 blocks from the water source. Okay. Well, water sources here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be 6. So I guess that works. And then down here would be 7. And then this one, depending on how you want to do the math, could be 4. Yes, drink water. Water's good for you. I don't have the apple marked for cutting, right? Good. Like, there's got to be something we can do. But there's really not that much until we have more in the way of logs. So I know we can come down here and start getting these birch trees out of the way. Just have to have some way of getting down. And I know this is where most of our power is going to be for the time being, although we can come across here and do kind of the same thing. So I guess that's probably fine. Everything takes planks, though, so we're going to be waiting a little bit to do that. I'll leave a little bit of space here so I guess this actually is the perfect spot for us to go down because it already has this in place. So I put a squeezer, whatever, I could just leave this in the back. Let's just do that. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. Beavers have no water. They're going to be all right. How thirsty? Oh, we're very thirsty beavers. Never mind. We are not okay. All right, unpause. Where's my pee? There it is. Immediately, with great haste, come forth and pump. I didn't know it was that bad. Oh, no. We might actually have beavers die of thirst. Hopefully not. It would absolutely be my fault, though. Yeah, we're probably all right. Except now there's surprise! Go back to work. Go back to work and pump. We need you. Alright, well that might have saved a couple more of those guys. Anyway, it is no longer a drought. So now it is cycle 4, day 1. And our little spillway here should be spillwaying, although I'm going to have to lower this, let's say to 0.5 so it doesn't go out the dam. I hope it doesn't go out the dam. There we go. Just to test it. Okay, there's no spillover. Good. And if I have that at 0, does it dewater all of this land? No. Okay. But I do think I'm going to keep it at 0.5. Just because that... Oh. Oh, don't... Okay. Alright, stop surging, please. Please. If I ask nicely, do you think it's going to obey? Or does it just have to catch up? I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So building the stairs, this needs to be unpaused. We can make gears. So that means we can make a press. Just have to decide where that's going to go. Because it would make the most sense to put other 3x2 buildings here. But we don't have to do it that way. That's just how I ended up having it go. So we can pop a press in here. And I wanted this to be set to canola oil. And then we're going to want another grill for the grilled bell peppers. Which means we could just go ahead and build that. But most of all, we need more beavers. We have a need for beeve. I don't want to get those. So, I guess barring some other spot to stick them, let's go ahead and put 2 more lodges there. Now we just have to let them build everything I told them to build. Which is not the most exciting way to do things, but it's fine. We got these oak trees growing. Those should, at the very least, not die during a bad tide. Not yet. How do you make a purple beaver mod? That is a question for probably Battery Smooth. Yes, we do need more water storage. Once I have the science to unlock the medium... Oh, I do. Okay. I was trying not to turn the wood into planks because I have so many other things that we need. Like, I'd rather have the stairs consume the planks versus the medium tank construction because there's trees down here we can cut down. We just have to get there first. So let's preemptively pop in. I guess just one right there is probably fine. Make sure these birch trees are all set, ready to go. So I don't have to worry about doing this later. Let's get it all taken care of now. There we go. But we're not full on the water storage yet, so I'm going to use my wood for other purposes. I got a couple other merch ideas, but I don't want to just like put stuff out to put stuff out. I want to make sure it's actually good. Doubt my wife would steal that cup. Fair enough. Do you want the apple crate too? As a as an emote? Because we can go ahead and grab that while we're here. Okay, that's a little bit too zoomed in. I'll just go ahead and get that while we're in here. Not the apple. Well, too bad. I already did it. I really love the crates. That is one of the best visual enhancements they made to the game in the past, well, I don't know, whenever they did it. How are we doing on our staircase? All right, we have one flight of stairs. The apple's lame. Well, that's just your opinion, man. Did you get a pepper and a corn one? No. I have not. That's wheat. Okay, I don't care about that one. How does high effect bad water contamination? So bad water contamination can't really go up very much. It can go up a couple blocks, but I think the consensus we came to was that it can go down more or less indefinitely. Pepper crate emote. Oh, so you want the pepper one? It's that Chili's brain rot. That's what's going on here. Well, we'll just have to keep an eye out for it when we see it show up. What's going on with the ground here? Is that just the randomized texture thing, I guess? Did you plant canola? Yes. That's the yellow down here in the middle of the screen. So we have actually picked some. I just don't have storage for everything yet. Wasn't thinking chilies, was thinking spicy. Oh, so you're thinking the Rate My Professor description if the commenters think the professor's attractive. They put the chili pepper on there. What a weird website, man. So I think now our problem is I can't make the press because we don't have enough gears, and we don't have enough gears, so we don't have enough planks. So every 3 hours, this consumes 1 plank. This makes a plank every 1.3 hours, but we haven't been feeding it fast enough. Did you plant cannoli? Could you imagine if you could grow those things in the ground? Is that a... no, that's not a pepper crate. Never mind. How are we doing on increased water storage? Well, we built this, so... Okay, well now it's actually kind of full. So I guess easiest thing for us to do right now is just to build a couple more of these small tanks. I'm pretty sure I'm like 0% Italian. Just got here. How's the faction? This is fun. A lot of interesting new crops. We planted everything. We've got the apple trees growing. We're currently working on trying to get the press up and running. Because the press is probably the most important food building, judging by what we've got going on here. Because it turns everything into a liquid, not just the canola oil. So that's actually super useful. Oh, the beavers should be just as thirsty as the other beavers. They drink 2 water a day. So now I actually have the wood. I think we can justify putting in some more storage for foods. So we have so far radishes. We have grilled corn, which is we're not grilling because I've got the thing paused because I didn't have enough beavers. But we're about to have... Oh, okay, of course, they just eat the raw apples. They can't eat bell peppers because that's not a finished food. So I guess what we'll go ahead and do... It's going to make the most sense to have apple storage and then grilled bell pepper storage as our next stuff, because that can actually be harvested. You think of the beavers don't like water, they drink less than normal. It's not that they don't like water to the point where they don't want to drink it, because that's a biological need. They just don't want to be wet. Don't forget to go back and plant the lower oaks. You are correct. I absolutely forgot that. So let's do that real quick. And I think this one in the corner is going to die whenever it turns into bad tide season, but it's worth just planting it anyway. Yeah, probably would be a very good candidate for water folding. If we felt so inclined. Because remember, we only just have this one clean water source here. Everything else on the map is, with the exception of here, and then over here, there's more bad water. Was this update... Because now I'm remembering all this. We had this entire area dammed up, and there was a huge lake. They don't like to get wet. That's their... I mean, they're fire beavers. They love fire. So I guess they don't want to get wet. I don't want to get wet either. All right. Is there going to be a crate for... Yes. Crate for bell peppers. So now I just have to... Oh, you give everybody motion sickness doing this. Try to get the best perfect angle on this. Shooting sports with a telephoto lens, trying to track somebody. All right. It's just about perfect. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be nice enough. So I got the tomato one, right? I already got tomato, already got radishes, already got the bell peppers. I don't think we really care about the corn. Not sure about when the next satisfactory is going to be. I think it depends on people's appetite for more of this. Because you don't have to be a mathematician to see the difference in the view count on satisfactory versus beaver content. I have not had a chance to see ZX series, no. I wish I had more time to watch people play this game. It is very, very hard to keep up with all. I mean, if the only thing I ever did was, you know, make videos about Timberborn, then I probably would have time. But I've been very, very, very busy the past couple months with all of my other stuff. So I do freelance photography. I have a quote-unquote other job. And then I do a bunch of freelance stuff. So any given week, I guess probably about half of my time is probably spent doing YouTube. But I do have a bunch of other stuff that comes up. It is Fixmas, and that's why I want to try and do as much Satisfactory as I can. But I also want to make sure that we're doing enough of this to keep people interested in this. See you, Steve. Thanks for being here, as always. Appreciate it. So now we have wood coming up from the birch trees down here. We've got our oaks planted, well, most of them. I think we are fully prepared for a bad tide, minus, you know, not having the contamination barriers because we won't have metal yet. But we're not that far away from having metal because look what's over here. We just have to be able to get the beavers over to that area, and that's going to take a little bit of time. But we'll get there. So, since we are not going to be using the berries probably ever again, unless something goes horribly wrong, I think we're going to be better served to move the gatherer flag. Probably. Wait, no way. Is this actually going to work? Like it's giving me a range to have this on the slope. There's no way this is going to work, right? Because it doesn't have the little circle at the end, but it still shows up. All right, well, I'm not going to try because I know that's not going to work. So I put this here. Yeah, it blocks itself. It's not going to work. Huh. All right. Oh, these lodges aren't empty. Okay, we're going to have to... Man, another drought? Come on, I want at least one bad tide before we're finished today. The people demand it. All right. Let's build two... we can build three more. Three more lodges over here. Then I can delete these guys. We can actually have access to the space. There we go. Not a great spot to put stuff anyway. Alright, so this, I'm just going to put like that. And that means that this can go away, along with this and this and this. And I can unplant... I'm going to say go ahead and unplant all of this, and then this. And then I'll move the corn in, and then give us some more wheat and some more soybeans. Canola. I always call them soybeans. Meanwhile, this is still waiting on gears. Probably could stand to have some more gear production. Which actually should go here. I don't know. What do I have to do to have the gears get built? 25 planks. I do not have 25 planks. So I probably should actually build another lumber mill, and then build another gear workshop, and then build a press. Do I really have the ability to have that many beavers working? I don't have that much power either. I guess this is fine as it is. We're just going to have to figure something out. Water storage is okay. Remember, 25 beavers, that's 50 water a day. Okay, that actually is looking bad. I guess we'll go ahead and build another 3 of these. I don't have any haulers yet either. That's probably something we should do. Am I looking... I'm assuming you're asking, am I looking forward to Christmas? Well, it's not the same when you're an adult, but it's still fun. May end up doing traveling again to go see family. So that's always nice. Just depends on if we can make that work. But if that happens, then I'm going to have to probably make a bunch of videos in advance. It's hard to do that on the road. Math is hard, merch. I mean, again, I'm not trying to have merch be like a cash grab, but enough people want it, then I guess. I don't know, the way that we've been doing it doesn't have any upfront cost anyway, just my time to set it up. So there's not really anything to lose. Don't like this version of the... I've never used YouTube on an Android tablet. I hardly even watch on my phone. That just seems like a poorly designed app. To me, at least. Get that extra wheat planted as we come in here. And then I suppose... I don't think we need any more radishes, honestly. Yeah, I'll unplant these, and then I'll just replant these 4, and that should be fine. Well-being of 12, looking pretty good. Alright, so cycle 4. We don't have a whole lot of water. How long is the drought? 5 days. Alright, so... so we're going to need a total of 250 water. We have 126. So that's fun and exciting. So now what? Now what do we do? I'm going to have to keep pumping water, but I don't want it to go away. We have a little bit stored up here, which is a nice thing about having this ready to go. If I would have made these the triple tall ones, that probably would have been nice. I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and have these water pumps turned on, because what we can do, we have the science just about, is we can open these floodgates, then we can remove them, and then we can remove the other levees and let more water out to be pumped, and then we can just replace it without flooding anything. Yep. Well, I'm not going to build a pump up here on the diversion thing. I'm just going to open this, because we were going to replace these anyway, remember? I was going to put the triple floodgates in. I think I only watched a couple of Biffa videos on Timberborn. I watched a lot of his City Skyline stuff. And still somehow didn't really grasp the concept of lane management or whatever. Satisfactory mods are going to have to wait until after Fixmas is over, because they all broke. Or at least a lot of the ones did. Why triple floodgates and not sluices? Because I don't have metal. If you want to build sluices, you have to have metal. Lane mathematics, there you go. The triple floodgates are infinitely variable in height, whereas the sluices are just on or off. And if I put the sluices at the bottom, then it surges water really bad when they're cycling on and off. So it's just not really an ideal situation. All right, let's open this. Let the rest of this out. Hopefully it doesn't come off the end here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it will. All right, so that's going to be gone. They can take those things out. Once this gets sufficiently low, then I can remove these two. It's your first live? Well, thanks for being here. Well, if you remove one, it's all going to come out anyway, so you might as well get rid of both. How many times have I played this map? This will be my second time. I think. So that should... Yeah, see, that's fine. And then there's so little water in here, I can just go ahead and get rid of this too. It's not going to flood it out. But what I don't want to happen is I don't want this to dry out, because that's going to cause all sorts of problems with our food. So, considering there's 1.7 days left, I am going to go ahead and pause these, because it's going to start drying out these things. But, we can go ahead. We have the science. Pop these guys in. And then make sure we set the bad tide height. Although I know they're connected, but just in case. go ahead and let that be a thing. And I will lower this so that we actually get some water coming out immediately as soon as the drought's over. Assuming they actually finish this. Oh, hey, guess what they can't finish because there's no planks. Yep. See you, Tom. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We have to rebuild them when the bad tide comes in. Well, earliest we can get a bad tide is going to be like another 15 days from where we currently are. See ya, Alex. You can swap the platforms crossing the river for dams and pump out the tree area since they won't die if it dries out on normal mode. Talking about this? You're talking about this. I don't think we need to worry about holding water up here. Long term, this is going to look a whole lot different. We haven't had the ability to get across to other stuff yet, so we don't need the planks that bad. It's going to be fine. Ooh, we actually have the press ready to go to make canola oil, which is going to let us have the grilled bell peppers, but we don't have canola oil yet, so it's all just kind of sitting here waiting. And we still have water left. So that actually went pretty well. Alright, cycle 5. What do these guys get for manual power? They have the Wheel of Suffering. This thing. But it takes 100 logs to build it, and I'd rather not spend those logs on that. Not yet. Alright, so the pumping is restarting. Got water coming through here because the floodgates have not been built yet because we don't have the materials to build them. That's all well and good. We don't need any gears for this, so I am going to pause the gear production. If I can... There we go. The right finger on the right button. And now, friends, we're going to have canola oil, which means we can have some grilled bell peppers. Can they get over to the north side with just a bridge? Yes. But I haven't unlocked bridges yet. I believe this requires a 2 and a 3 in this exact spot. Yep. So at some point we will, because this is probably going to be an ideal place for having beaver housing, well-being, whatever stuff. And once we get the explosives, then we'll be able to have the irrigation stations and all that stuff. You know, there's a better way to make this arrow. I know that really doesn't look that much better, but it's better. I guess that kind of wheel, yeah. I just don't want to use the logs on it because we don't have that robust of a wood setup yet. Once the oaks actually start coming in, then we might be able to do it. In fact, these up here are drying out because this was not high enough. Well, I'll go ahead and set this one to 2.5, which will raise it a tiny bit. Of course, this one's still under construction. Just needs 5 more planks. We're getting there. But I think we are at the point where it's going to be smart for us to put in another water pump. So, depending on how we want to set this up, I think the best way would probably be to do this. And then we can have another small tank right here. There we go. Give somebody a job. Now, do we have those grilled bell peppers? Yes, I see 59 of those. That's a good recipe. It doubles the amount of peppers. Not as good as the corn, but it's nice to have that available. Met with only one bridge. I mean, yeah, if we did a 5x bridge. But that's 1,000 science versus the 2 and 3 together is only 650. And I think that's the closest spot. Yeah, this is the closest you can get between those two. probably, before we worry about that, it's probably better to get in with the metal over here. So why don't we go ahead? That's a little bit too close. Oh, hey, James. Thanks very much for the $10. Appreciate it, friend. Introducing your host, JC, and his lovely assistant, Devilish Fun, who's ready to play Wheel of Pain. But so you want to see it? You want to see it that bad? Well, when we need more power, that's probably going to be what we have to do anyway. But keep in mind, we have to have beavers to run this. We have to have 4 of them. But it produces 300. So it's actually pretty good. We just don't have enough beavers quite yet. But we'll get there. Go ahead and put these stairs in place. There's, of course, more birch trees available. And then on the other side, we can put in some stairs, and then we'll have access to metal. But I don't know exactly how much more we want to be doing today. I don't know, we'll see. I feel like 3 hours is around the right length for this kind of thing, because then if it gets too much longer than that, then people feel like they can't really watch it if they missed it, because it's just too much to keep up with. And if we only do this once a week, then that's not really any different having a 3-hour runtime than it is having 3 one-hour episodes. Obviously, the episodes you get more stuff done because you're not stopping to talk to chat or anything like that, but just food for thought. I try to think about people's time availability and stuff. But all that being said, we've got logs. Stuff is going pretty well. This is all set up. It is set to maximum height when the bad tide starts. This should be good to go. So there's no longer any huge projects that require wood. So I guess what's going to make sense is that we go ahead and build the Wheel of Pain. How many HP does the Wheel of Pain give? 300. Automatic pump takes, I believe, 75. Yeah, 75. But the situation with the automatic pump is such that we probably would just end up putting it on this other side. It's all connected anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But this is 500 science. If I had those hanging platforms, I love those things, but I could just pop this guy right here and that'd be super simple. But we're probably going to have some other building right here. Would make sense for it to be a lumber mill. And then from that, depending on how we want stuff to come around this side, we could pretty easily have a pump over here. Could you run more than 4 automatic pumps on one wheel? I mean, yeah, they're just going to be slower. But yeah, 4 would be a perfect implementation of the Wheel of Pain. Wheel of Suffering, whatever it is you want to call it. So even though the amount of beavers used to operate this would be the same as having 4 water pumps, it would be still much more efficient. Because one of these water pumps runs, say, 16 hours a day, because that's the working hours. It's not ever going to be the full 16 hours, but every day, one of these pumps is going to give you, in that scenario, 48 water. Versus the automatic pump, in 16 hours, is going to give you 72. So if you're going to use 4 beavers, even if you send them to the power wheel, it's going to be like almost half again as much. The Ring of Fire, that's what happens when you have all the Taco Bell. Taco Bell hasn't done that to me in like 15 years, though, so I think they improved the quality of their food. The Wheel of Pain produce more power when the beaver well-being goes up. Most likely does. I think it's based on their walking speed, movement speed, or whatever you want to call it. That's my understanding of the situation, at least. Alright, so we have access to the metal here. I probably shouldn't be spending the science to unlock the scavenger flag yet. But the smelter is also going to require bricks. to actually make the metal. So we're going to have to build kilns. See, this is where it starts to get a little complicated. I mean, this mod's not really complicated, but we're going to have to build, realistically, build 2 kilns, which that's not a big problem. It just is going to require some more planks. We're not really producing enough of those yet. But that is going to be a smart thing for us to go ahead and invest into before we get too much further. So if I've got these 2 here, let's go ahead and get that set up. You know what I miss? I miss the 2x2 little piles. It'd be super convenient. So this will store charcoal, but it won't store bricks. Bricks, I guess, have to go in a warehouse. Yes, okay. So if that's going to be the case, then bricks would fit nicely there. And then the charcoal would have to go elsewhere. What's our ratio of like using charcoal going to look like? We can go ahead and start making bricks. That's going to be fine. Charcoal. Take a look at this. 3 logs, 2 charcoal. Yikes. Okay, well maybe we don't want a lot of charcoal storage then. I guess I could just do, for better or for worse, just a little thing like this. How feasible is it to run power up from one of the Badwater rivers? Well, we have vertical power shafts, so the only problem with that is that it takes gears. Gears, planks, and science, but we will eventually get there. I think the more compelling thing, honestly, is the small engine, which is going to consume wood, and we don't have enough wood production yet. We do have some, and we are starting to get those oak trees, so maybe that's going to become viable at some point in the near future. But I think I'd be more inclined to use that first, because that is a newer technology. That's starting to feel like something that might make more sense for the next stream. I'm just trying to get a little bit more stuff situated before we say goodbye for today. 21 years ago, you stopped that. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Finally, it's a bad tide. Okay, friends. Now we get to see just how much of this gets contaminated. I got a pretty good idea it's going to be just about all these pine trees, and a good portion of these oaks are probably going to die. But I am very interested to see what happens here. All right, so it being a bad tide, let's actually take this to single speed so I can think a little bit. We have 2 of these right now that can make the planks, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock our medium tank. And I'm going to go ahead and put in, let's say right here, storage for water. And I don't think there's any other building projects currently that I don't have unpaused. Yes, they're going to go ahead and do that. Plank-wise, I got 2.5 days. These can make relatively quickly, assuming we keep them fed. So I think that's going to be fine. I want to be able to have more than 300 water stored up. Because, you know, it's bad tides are not limited to 9 days. I don't think. Maybe they are in normal. But we want to make sure we can have more water than we currently do. Build water wheels in bad water from the overhead suspension bridges. Keep in mind we only have the compact ones. We don't have any of the big ones. So there's not really going to be that much of an incentive to use water to make power. I mean, we still can. And obviously, because of how these work, we know we can still make a decent amount of power from them, but it's not going to be as big of a deal. Bad tide's going to be 47 days. No, that's on Tuesday. I told you it's going to be hard. Hard mode on Tuesday is going to be hard. I'm thinking I want to do the Lemon Canyon map, but with the Iron Teeth. A couple people suggested that. But it's going to be hard. I have not done a hard playthrough in a very long time. With the medium tank closer to the pumps, we're removing one of each of the small tanks for a path. We should. But this is going to be more useful long-term to keep the beavers dethirsted, if you will, by putting it here. That's why I put that there. Long-term down here, we're probably not going to be pumping from anyway. because I'm most likely going to make another one of those big reservoirs here to pump from. The water pumps for these are based on the folktales, so they do only go down 4, but that is still enough depth. You take a look right here. That's enough depth to have it up on this level and have a reservoir that's just this deep. You want to see the pepper box? Well, there isn't one to look at, but I did get a screenshot of it. So, I'm going to hopefully be able to make emotes for the tomato and the pepper box for YouTube. I guess Discord too. Shouldn't take too long. Alright, we got one more plank waiting. Hopefully we can get a little bit more capacity going here. It's not quite full. There we go. There we go. So that's... we don't have haulers yet, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but... maybe that should be the next thing, but I still don't have enough beavers to do that. So... probably could use another campfire here. Just to keep everybody happy. How are we looking on... okay, 13 out of 24. That's fine. We'll be alright. How much power are we making? Oh, we're making way too much power. In fact, I can just pause this for right now. We don't need it yet. Now, the problem we're going to have with the bad tide is I am going to have to use this during the bad tide. But this should automatically ram right up to full height, and we should see the bad water spill out here in just a moment. And there we go. That was quick. Oh, there's a little bit of bad water that got taken care of here. Hopefully it doesn't surge. I think the dams might have had a problem with that. But it seems like it's okay. Now, once this starts getting sufficiently polluted, then we will see the tendrils of doom make their way out here. And the oaks are going to dry out, but they shouldn't be. Oh, no, they are. They're super getting contaminated. But that is as far as it's going. I think it's fine. I think we're doing okay. Yeah, alright. Well, if that's what it's going to equalize to, I don't know why the things came out that far. And then came back. That's very weird. I do have a mod for the floodgates. Yes, I have the... well, it's automated floodgate mod. This is not normal default game behavior. Let's make that clear. Well, that was quick. Okay, that's why. That's why, because it's the first bad tide is always like 1 day. Yes, contamination barriers are needed. So what we're going to end up doing is going to unplant all of these trees, and all of these are going to get contamination barriers. Probably along with this, but that requires metal, which we haven't gotten to yet, and I think is probably going to be better off being something that we... this is going to have a little bit of bad water in it, I'm pretty sure, but that's fine. Probably going to be better off being something that we do in the next live stream. Again, I'm trying not to have these be too terribly long, so people can still keep up. What's the name of this mod? This mod is the Emberpelts faction. It should show up pretty high on the Steam Workshop. Contamination barriers on the levees, I don't think that's going to work. They have to be on the ground. You can do impermeable floors, but those don't stop contamination. They just stop liquid. They're not going to keep it from getting contaminated. But I think, friends, this is going to be a good spot to go ahead and stop for today. I know there's probably a number of you who want this to keep going. But we've been live almost 3 hours. And we've done 5 full cycles. So I think we're going to pick this back up next time. Don't know when that stream is going to be. We might run a poll, see what people actually want to see. But very excited to get what we got done. And take a look at all this fun stuff. I like this mod. It's fun. Yeah, we can do it. We can do a quick end of stream recap. But basically, what we did today is took a look at the mod features, looked at all the different buildings, all the different crops, trees, and the new production chain with the clay stuff. And then we got some farming up and running. We're currently growing everything there is to grow in the game. Not super complicated there, but we haven't started processing most of the food. We've got grills that are making grilled corn and grilled bell peppers with the help of canola oil that is being produced in the press. And the presses also can make juice or some sort of oil out of a bunch of different stuff. So we're going to be using these a whole lot more than we would have in the past. Other than that, we've got planks, we've got gears, but I have gears currently turned off, and we have clay. That production chain basically fully ready to go. I've got the clay pit paused because I don't have enough beavers to do this yet, but we do have kilns making bricks and charcoal. We have a stock of charcoal and a stock of bricks and a stock of clay. So all of that stuff ends up going into production of metal, for example. The charcoal gets used for that instead of burning logs. We still have to get scavenger flags going, but all things considered, we're doing pretty well. Got a little bad water diversion thing set up here. It's not perfect, but it will keep our farm from getting polluted. And everything is looking like we're going to have a very successful playthrough. Don't know how long this one's going to be, but I do think I want to do a video series with these guys after the stream's done. But hopefully that's enough recap for you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate Beard Boosters, as always, for the support of the channel, making it possible to keep doing this kind of stuff instead of, going and getting, quote-unquote, a real adult job in an office somewhere. But seriously, I'm thankful for you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, have fun, and we will see you later. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.